The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
1, 2, 3, Rain, talk to me. We're gonna hit a beat and talk about my Eve. Everybody don't know what I say.
God.
I'm gonna do a beat.
Make it stop,
Rain?
It's
Why?
time to stop.
Why did you?
Rock, paper, scissors, right? We don't want Eve to be as simple as shut the fuck up, Seto!
Floods of like memes, and these small gangers are like, we're the elite of the elite. Do not fuck with us. We will kill you. We are the best players ever. It's like, dude, I did your shit. I did it better than you did.
You know what this conversation is like? When I say not enough supers die in Delve, and people tell me, oh, look, there's a super died in Delve. So it's like, when
What
I'm
are you
talking
even
about the balance
talking
issue,
about? We were talking about fucking balance, not supers
Yeah.
dying in Delph.
Look,
Why does
look.
everything with you have to be about supers fucking dying in
Shut
Delph?
up! Shut up!
Christ!
It's an analogy, moron. It's an analogy. Okay?
You guys stop arguing. You act like a fucking married couple. Jesus
It's-
Christ.
No, don't stop arguing.
It's an
Well, it
analogy.
is Trash Talk Tuesday.
I was like,
I
I believe Redline has made a mistake.
yeah.
We live.
Well,
Yeah, we're
welcome,
live.
everyone.
We're literally
We are
live.
and things are happening. We've got a wide variety of topics to cover tonight, including the war and also the initiative's retreat from Fountain, full-scale retreat. We're talking 12 hours a day, non-stop logistics from one guy type of retreat.
Dude, we're getting rich as the host instead of Redline, dude. My dreams
Ladies
come
and
true.
gentlemen, welcome
who knew?
to Trash Talk Tuesday, the third most popular EVE Online talk show that broadcasts on Tuesdays at 0100 EVE. I am your host, Redline13, joined by a ragtag group of misfits from all across the galaxy, and we are here to bring you the latest drama in EVE Online. Welcome.
Wow.
How was that? Was that good?
It's
That was
pretty
awesome, dude.
awe-inspiring. I like that. It's
I like
pretty snappy.
ragtag. Very nice. Very nice.
I sound like a robot trying to escape white noise?
Probably.
That'd be
Hold
a
up.
cool concept for
No.
a movie, dude.
I don't sound like a robot trying to escape white noise. Also, why is Big Bill the boss on this screen? Anyways.
It's your stream, dude. What the fuck?
Ooh, all right. Well, anyways, welcome to the show. So if you've seen the title, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. I only put like 4 things in there. But there's we've got probably 24 different topics to cover because there's just been so much shit happening in EVE Online in the last week. I've actually been playing EVE Online a lot, and I think Sager can attest to that. We were bashing some structures last night. It was super fun and engaging gameplay. So I think the first thing that we're going to talk about, thanks for the subs, guys, by the way. I appreciate you. Remember, you can sub for free using Twitch, Amazon Prime. Totally
Don't
free.
do it.
And you can follow for free without wasting your Twitch Prime sub. And if you don't sub to Trash Talk Tuesday, you should sub to Rain because she's the god of reporting
Simp.
on the war. Not simping? Okay. Someone just redeemed for me to be timed out. So,
Thank God.
Nice. Let's go.
Rain, go.
I have to go to the bathroom. I've been drinking a lot because I just was streaming for 3 hours. So nothing's been going on the war front. I think if we want to start there. A lot of folks have seen, I would
Okay,
say.
I'm sorry, Rain, you've been timed out too. Dominark, go.
It's weird. I've been drinking a lot too, so probably not the same thing, but I had fun last night too. We actually had a fight with Redline last night. It was a good time.
Fuck, Dom, you got timed out too.
Oh, fuck's sakes.
Loki, go.
I think everyone should say hello. So say hello, Rich.
Hello.
And then we're also hosted.
Fuck, Loki, you got timed
I
out
don't
too.
know. Oh my
Rich,
god,
go.
dude, it's crazy.
Well, there will be something happening tonight, unlike any other front. There will be a fight, and some of us might have to dip to participate in it. And you should always
Fuck,
be looking
Rich,
out
you
for
got
the
timed out too. Sager, go.
I kind of feel like I'm gonna get timed out here in a minute anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter what I say.
It always matters.
That's a strong
It does.
point.
But yeah, shooting Athenars with Redline was always fun. We learned how to rat for the first time.
Oh, dude, you got timed out too. Feels bad.
All right, so
Okay.
the timeout bit is dying now. It's dead.
So
I didn't even talk. What the fuck?
Dream,
right.
you're good, dude. You're good. So we're gonna talk
so-
about last night because that's the most fresh memory that I have is of last night and how many Athenors were murdered in the making of last night's
Before you get to
fiesta.
that part,
okay,
I gotta ask. So you guys weren't in Fountain at first, right? Were you guys up in South? Is that where you got your group? Because we were fighting a different PanFam group at first, and you guys came in with your Munins. Did you guys come from the South then, or were you just on the other part of Fountain?
we came from Fountain.
So you were on the other side of Fountain there. That's where you came from. I was just curious because we were fighting another fleet of same group, just a different fleet. It was more of a kitchen sink fleet first.
Oh, in Fountain?
Yeah, in Fountain. Over by 87 and
iTaxi? LTaxi?
yeah, there you go. LTAC, whatever it was.
Yeah,
I'm just curious where you guys were, because there were two different fleets, right? I mean, one was a
Yeah,
kitchen sink, one was a Munich fleet, right?
Right. So with the kitchen sink fleet, it's always like PanFam and like DF standing, and we just zip around, shoot structures and stuff.
Because to be honest, it was we had a lot of fun against you guys. When the Muni's came in, obviously you way outnumbered us and kicked our ass. But that was kind of a fun fight, wasn't it? Not between the kitchen sink fleet and the Bastion fleet, because we were about the same size. We were trading back and forth. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun.
Which ships were you guys in?
We were in the Jackdaws.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think I remember. I wasn't there, but like apparently, heard some decent things about that fight.
Yeah. So essentially,
it was pretty back and forth. It was a lot of fun. I had a good time with that fight.
So the story goes is that NC and PL went to go play down south, because they were, and we'll talk about that a little bit later because I think Villy will have some more insight onto exactly what we were doing down there. And then while we were down there, someone decided to destroy an iHub in Fountain. Fucking Bastion did it.
That's bastards. I can't believe they would do that.
So then we came back and we just used the iHub that you guys dropped. And
okay, so I'm going to talk a little shit about my allies there on that.
Okay.
Okay, that fucking Bifrost pilot was pissing me off last night. 3 times he came in there and tried, while you guys were in system, and he orbited that fucker right into you guys, right out of Logi's area. He just kept orbiting it. We were screaming at him, "Stop fucking orbiting it! Stay over here by us. We'll try to keep you alive." No, fuck it. He's just gonna orbit right into you. I was glad you guys killed him.
Dude, I'm gonna put a Twitch poll in chat because I know for a fact that one Bifrost was the one that's trying to hack that iHub, like back into PanFam control, and that a guy in my corp was literally
the Bifrost was our guy.
I know the Bifrost was your guy, but he was trying to hack the thing, and a guy in our corp was jamming the hell out of him, making it so that he couldn't hack. So the question that I have for Twitch chat today is who would win, an Entosis Bifrost or one Jammy Boy?
Oh.
Given that he was from Bastion, the Jammy Boy.
Well, he wasn't
Sorry,
from Bastion, bitch.
who would win what though? Who'd win in a fight, or who'd win the war of?
Oh, between the Jammer and the Bifrost, the Jammer for sure.
Yeah, probably.
Because you just got to come in, jam, warp off. Come in, jam, warp off. I mean, you didn't have to sit there and fight him. That's a no-win situation for the Bifrost.
Jammy Boy too strong, dude. We're gonna get another ECM nerf.
I fucking love those fucking burst jammers. Those are a lot of fun because you can do a lot of harassing with them. They're a good time. It's a good strategy.
Yeah, ECM is a nasty way to piss people off, dude.
Like those fucking sentient burst jammers you throw out on an interceptor. It's
Pinging
crazy,
Lumpy Mayo, dude.
You get like 3,000 kills and you fuck up somebody's day pretty hard.
It's like that vaulted dude who fed like 2 luxury yachts with a purple burst hammer on it. What a chat, honestly.
Fucking
Very
rest
cool,
in peace,
dude.
dude. How do you do that? I don't understand. Actually, I know how you
Tie-dye.
do that, I suppose. Well, I don't think it's just tie-dye. I think he's not warping. So when you land, you're supposed to warp off, and then as you're initiating warp, you do your burst jam.
Alexis, I don't know
exactly.
why it's saying you're
You can't
talking.
sit there.
Exploding.
Yeah, you can't sit there.
It's like
But
bugged
then
or something.
also, there's always smart bomb. So if he's around caps or something, you can get fucking smart bomb pretty hard.
Yeah, so it still says Alexis is talking. Alexis is not talking, but that is what we're dealing with right now.
Really weird.
So you, Dom, you obviously weren't down in 3F, right?
No, it was not. We were just up in that northwest corner where we normally are.
Don, were you in 3F at all last night?
I'm in Florida, so I'm just here as the token Imperium member.
Oh,
But,
okay.
I did hear about it, so I know kind of what was happening.
Okay, gotcha.
Dawn is our hero.
But I can, if you have
awesome
questions, I can tell what I know.
Okay. Well, the only thing that I really had a question about was like the Titan numbers, because there weren't that many of them. And
Okay.
And this was where?
This was in 3F.
So what probably happened was they called for all the subcat fleets to get them filled, and those were the leftover alts of the non-subcat members.
Who the fuck doesn't have a Titanal in 2020? What the fuck?
Seriously,
some of us are made of money.
There's the same people who get trapped in a fucking pos in 2020.
All right,
Like,
but
90 all the time I get stuck in a sack fleet when they're
But-
like supers on talk. I'm like, oh,
but
well,
goons have the quote unquote biggest super capital force in the game.
we do.
And the most important op of the week. I just put the D scan in space, basically, of what it was. 82 Titans, 75 supers, 74 dreadnoughts, 63 faxes, and 54 carriers.
You can think that's all that was there.
That's
That's
what do
the
you,
D-scan.
Where were they? If they weren't there, were they cloaked?
Yeah, they're cloaked, dude.
I mean,
well, they might have this massive super fleet, but at the end of the day, the dim and the loyal will stay with you, while the wise and the intelligent, well, they'll look at greener pastures,
I'm
and
gonna
they'll
let you
see.
think this out.
Okay.
Let's think this here.
Let's
Why
think together,
would
Don.
you, if they can drop dreads at 100 kilometers in all these sorts of different directions, where maybe some of those Titans aren't in range, why would you drop all of your Titans in one
We're not
spot?
Amazing. We don't have a bill of fits on the dreads for every type of situation you can think of.
Because you need to
Just go
compensate
fucking
for the
zero.
fact you're losing the war. You need to build some morale. You need to show your force. You need to have something other than the Mitani's spin.
I don't really
No,
think
it's
that's
Yeah, you
what
gotta
you're
stay
doing.
base, honestly.
I don't feel we do.
It's just tactically sound. You don't put everything on the field without knowing what they're gonna do. I mean, also they can't jump into to 3-tac F very easily. I mean, they could, but
So what you're
like,
telling me?
why would you put everything on the field right away?
So what you're telling me is that they can't jump into system, which means that they'd have to have a mid to get into the system, and that you didn't have eyes to see that mid happen, so you didn't put all your guys out there?
Redline, you know we have eyes everywhere.
Well, clearly you didn't if you didn't have eyes on this meeting.
Like,
No,
we're
I
not
know.
gonna
And I'm not gonna.
overcommit with a million things on field when dreads could come out of nowhere. A Titan could bump off and go to the side.
So I
They
have
need to be able to jump faxes in.
I've got a very reliable friend that is asking why no other armor Titan was in any other system in that fleet.
Well, there was what?
Aren't these just like regular things that happen when you use supers? Like, it's like this just can be boiled down to the issue of using supers in 2020. Like they're fucking paper.
Very reliable
true.
friend asking a question for Dawn. Why were there no armor Titans in that fleet in any other system?
What's up with the stream? Someone keeps
Well, you
showing up.
know, we've
Why
got
are there
people
no?
that are.
I don't really know. I'm gonna try to fix that. You guys talk. I'll try to fix this.
We have people that solo into shield or solo into armor. or they have both on one character, 2 characters, 10 characters. It's sometimes nice to give one fleet the opportunity to be out there and the other fleet sit back. That way, you get to use your big toy.
On the matter of having eyes everywhere, I think that would be a overstatement. You clearly didn't have eyes on NSH who've
Really?
shown the fruits of their labor. $500 billion worth of equipment. I mean, hey, you went through the 5 stages.
That was like a month ago.
A month ago, well,
They did all that a
line
month
to
ago.
that Sino beacon.
I mean,
Which is-
clearly the Reddit post was 3 days ago, and so
Rich
were
is
the,
still-
Yeah.
the 5 stages of grief.
Rich is still riding the meme, dude.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
I
okay.
mean,
you,
yeah,
didn't,
Rich.
you didn't hit my Athenors, so.
Whose
need new
Athenors
material, Rich.
did we hit?
Like, Fuckistan's Athenors.
We're talking about in 3F.
No, not in 3F. I don't think we hit anything in 3F.
I thought you guys were a liberation force. Why are you hitting the locals like that? That doesn't sound nice.
That doesn't sound nice. What the hell? I thought you guys were the nice guys.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
You know what? That makes me feel dirty.
Pan fantasy.
My fantasy is over.
Fantasy.
Yeah, dude.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, Dominic, there's
The
a
good
difference
guys are pan
between-
fantasy.
There's good difference between nice guys and actually good guys. I try to consider myself good. I
don't
don't
think
go
he's
out
good
of
or
my way
not.
to be nice to anybody. You know, nice guys are the creeps on Reddit.
Oh
I'm
my
not a
No,
nice
there's,
guy.
Oh, let me
there's
tell you.
nice
I don't think
guys,
there's any
and
nice
then
guys on
there's
Reddit.
/r nice guys like Rich.
Or the
Oh hell
dudes.
no, I'm not a nice guy.
Rich is a gentleman.
I would
okay? He's a
not
man of
compare
class.
Rich to
No.
that.
I'm
No,
a
no,
bad
no,
boy.
Wait,
no,
since
no,
when was Rich a full simp?
Wait, Rich, can we get a milady out of you, please?
Absolutely not.
Go get a
How
fucking
many
lead,
fedoras
Sora.
do you have?
If you are an Imperium member, you can get this out of me.
If you
can
wanna-
drop fleet, you can ignore the CTAs, and you can either dock up or go rat and staging. That's what you can do. And I guarantee you, I will not kill you if you drop fleet and go rat and staging. And ignore the CTAs. Fuck that. Don't go to
What,
them.
are
don't
you
believe
telling
you.
Imperium to do that?
I'm telling all Imperium members to do that.
Oh,
I don't
wait
Telling
a
them not to
second.
fight, basically.
We do need our
Rich.
ADMs up in staging.
We
that's
do.
fine.
You're right. You won't tag us if we go
Here,
work our
I
ADMs.
run the gate cams protecting 1DQ, so like, just
Alright.
let me know
Dawn,
when. We'll
Dawn, can you do
organize
an ADM fleet? We'll,
You're
we'll be safe.
protecting
Yeah.
According to
1DQ.
Rich, we'll be
it.
safe.
Yeah, I'm head of Theta. Well, one of the heads of Theta. So.
I mean, it's not like you'll be doing
When
anything
did
Madam
that
better.
happen?
She's the
January.
best.
Wow,
So
you've grown up,
failing since
Don.
January.
I told you I run like weird fleets all the time.
She does great.
Is the alliance full of simps?
No,
Seems like it.
Go
I
on
have to
those
scrape
Dragoon
and
fleet.
scrap
Why
for
the
anything I
is my
get.
Eve
Yeah.
logging into
God
Eve right now?
forbid a woman be any type of
Redline, your log
leadership
isn't on
or
stream. What the fuck?
Red
Red
line, what are you logging in the monitor?
Redline.
I
Did you
can't
guys-
challenge you, Miranda. You're an alpha. I got to back down. I can't do.
Did you guys see my spy? My spy?
Yes.
Yeah.
You-
Potentially. I missed it, but it's on the VOD. So.
Dude, of course he's fucking logged in on a monitor. Wow, nice job, dude.
3 fleets a week, red
I was in
line.
a monitor
3
last.
fleets a week.
You did
Well,
Well,
not
he
I-
did a
I-
fleet last night. I don't think you were leading
Why
it,
would
though.
you
Pittsburgh
not
was
log
in
off
charge of
my
it, wasn't
Floki ship? Just real talk here.
Line.
he? Okay, so I gotta
Monitor-
have a boomer moment, and I honestly don't know
If your station
exactly
gets
what a simp
popped,
mean.
you gotta run.
A simp?
They're
Yeah,
trying to
yes,
say
exactly.
like simp is like a
It's meant-
fedora mid lady person.
It's men who continuously, I don't know, try to white knight for women in
It's
the
the
hopes of getting some kind of reciprocal sexual activity, or I don't know. It's essentially beta males trying to get some by being part of the tribe of women, sort of.
It's a
Or
dude
slash
being
nice
nice to
guy.
a girl because
Or the nice
they
guys,
want to
yeah.
fuck her. But
So all guys.
but in Eve world,
Yeah.
it's any dude who's not a fucking asshole to a girl.
I mean,
That
yeah.
sucks. I have to start being an asshole then? Damn
I'm
it.
gonna say that the
Hey, you're
meme
telling
has
me
been running
I
pretty
have
around.
to
No,
do without common decency
a
and
simp,
respect. Well,
like
okay
someone
then.
who's too
No, if
submissive
you
to
treat
women.
women with respect, you're a fucking simp. All right.
Really?
I
I
treat women with
can't just be nice to you like any other guy here? God damn.
Dude, if
Yeah,
men and women
someone
can be
who's
friends,
more like
So Rain, I must be a simp then. I
women.
guess.
I guess we're all simps,
Well, I don't
man.
expect anything.
know?
What if you don't
We
expect
must
anything
never,
for it?
we
You're
must
just
never
nice.
show common decency and respect.
What if you don't
Well,
expect anything
obviously.
for it?
Guys,
Are
I
you-
think
are you
Redline's
ratting?
yeah,
Are you
Redline's
ratting in a
staging.
fucking myrmidon?
Okay, 1 sec. I'm docking the dread. Let's go. We're
What's
done.
up?
Oh, yeah. I'll go with you, Pre.
Yep. We're going in. We're going to heaven
That is
tonight,
making
boys.
really good takes here.
Look, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, I'm very clearly.
Dude,
God
what
damn
you-
it, the Eve is still on the stream, motherfucker.
You idiot! Oh
Yo,
my god.
dude, just
Red Line's
sitting here.
doing the staging mediums though.
Damn,
Did
dude.
you
Are
just
in
blow up?
original sinners, and you're doing this on stream? Do you have no
Well,
shame
to be
for
fair,
yourself?
original sinners were once in the Bastion, so
This is
Wait,
some
let's
there's
calm
that.
him
sick
down, guys.
information you stream in here. Jesus Christ, Redline.
So Cass was a
Man, look at
goon?
that
Oh my
intel
god,
right
thank you, Dom.
Yeah,
Dom,
yeah,
I
maybe.
tell
Oh, I
you,
see the system you're in. Hold on, let me get a wormhole open.
How do you see the
You're
Let's see if I
system?
can
gonna
find a
stay, are you gonna
place.
stay in Imperium after this war?
I have my
Have
ways.
themselves, you
Am
know,
I? I'm
to
yeah,
shit.
of course I am.
The wingspan
You're
agent
rich
for a year.
trying to
I'm
talk.
fine.
It was a long time
Rich.
ago, but sinners were. in the
Skilling
Bastion.
spree is back, y'all. Just in case you didn't know, skilling spree is back. I just earned some skill points. Anyways, let's talk about something else
Oh,
besides
fuck yeah, skilling spree.
me ratting in.
I
That
don't
seems
know.
to be a good topic, though, Redline.
It's
Oh,
really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Favorite
Yeah, how are
writing
your
ever.
ticks like? What
Should I
the
go
link to
hunt down
fit?
Redline?
What kind of ticks do you get? Yeah, that's a good question.
Would rather you
Inquiry
didn't.
minds want to know.
You get those dank 20 mil Ishtar Haven ticks.
Welcome to Rate My Ticks Tuesdays with Redline.
Ooh, let's go.
Oh yes.
This is turning
Anyways.
into a variety stream.
Wow, that's awful.
Tell me, what went wrong in Querious? You know, you have Brisk Rubal talking about how, they're
Wait,
never going to
let's
get those
talk.
All
items.
right, I was
Let's
there
talk
for the
about that.
entire thing, so I can
Okay,
talk about that.
let's talk about
I'd
it.
like to hear about it.
All right, so what happened
Oh wait,
is
hold up. Before you talk,
You just
Preeb,
got rated.
before you talk, I have to say Skygunner is raiding straight from the Shadow Realm. Skygunner, welcome to the channel. Thanks for the raid, dude. I appreciate it. All right, Preeb, continue.
We
All right.
apologize.
So, originally, so when at least the NCPL fleet got there, we had a little engagement with Asher, I believe. It was Jackdaws versus Harpies. And we did okay, I guess. Some idiot and goons lost a Genopod, but other than that, we traded and we went around through Conid, and then we got into the Constellation. Goons kind of wussed out and came back in a Ares fleet and trying to roleplay claws. It didn't really work out too well since they lost every single one of the fucking timers over like 7 hours. It's 26 iHubs, I believe, that went down. Might be more, might be less.
Yeah,
But yeah.
26 is the number. There were 77 that were out though.
When it becomes a scramble for the land, you know, you have to scramble as quickly as you can,
This
right?
was Aquarius you're talking about?
This is quite
Yeah.
a good number.
Yeah.
Now,
It's all like
Querious, are you
making
gonna be able
breakfast.
to hold on to this, or is this only temporary?
I
Who
don't
knows?
think anybody's gonna be giving it up anytime soon.
Are you going to be able to hold on to it if push comes to shove? If nice fortresses are being anchored somewhere within this to start hitting the rest of Querious?
Goons continue playing it like they still are. We're probably going to be able to hold on to it because let me tell you, dude, 50-man Ares fleets aren't going to cut it.
Wow, what an insight.
You know, maybe the Bastion would be able to provide a few members once they get pushed out of Fountain in any moment soon.
All 30 of them, dude.
Yeah, so
There-
Rich.
no, we had 61 last night.
Oh,
61,
shit.
baby.
Oh.
Fuck
One in
yeah.
Jackdaws.
Everyone was dual boxing.
Our Jackdaw fleet had 61 people. Yep.
No,
61.
the Bastion-
Rich, I gotta
That's
ask.
a fucking banner night for Bastion, so you can all kiss my ass.
I gotta
Yeah,
ask,
what's up?
Rich. So you guys are like on a personal vendetta against the Bastion, right? Like flaming
No.
dragons.
No.
Well, we're about their speed, so yeah.
Oofed. So you're
They're
not.
fun to fight against, and I think perhaps they should become a little bit more independent and drop out of the war.
We're about,
I don't know why
we're
anyone
about what
wants
they
to be
can
mean
handle.
to Carneros.
Well, they're how do I
Carneros
say
ain't
they're
dropping
the
out of war.
equivalent of they seem to be in a bit of a CVA position if we were to say be wrecking crew. Not that we are, but they're in that position where they're in perfect, you know, they're prime beef. They're to be farmed and served.
The Wagyu.
So they're delicious.
So you're saying they're like the dwarf of the fight?
Don, are you
Well,
talking
they're
shit
certainly a
about
member
I
that
would
the
Carneros?
probably the
Imperium
second
could
smallest,
do
yeah.
without.
I'd say we're second
Well,
smallest of the group.
Well,
talking shit.
the saying goes, you know, the chain is as strong as its weakest link, and I'd certainly say that the Imperium could do without the Bastion, along with Lorne and what was the other one? Forgettable name.
I don't know.
But
The
we love
TNT.
Bastion. Why would we get rid of Carneros and them? They're great.
Well, the dim and the loyal may stay with you, but the intelligent and ambitious will look to greener pastures. We'll have to see what happens at the end of the war.
But that's
Do
like
you
the
think that's
difference
true?
between you guys and us.
Well, of
like,
No, I
course.
don't think it's
Hey,
true at all.
Redline, what realm are you in, dude? I'm gonna give you a
Yeah.
hug in my savior.
Sebastian has supported the Imperium
You already found him.
forever, and
Learn
we
how
will
to
continue
descan
to
for
do
you,
so
Jesus
because
Christ.
we enjoy where we're at.
But of course, if you take a look at Kendar and also Aceto, both of them were highly capable. They were intelligent. They were ambitious, and they took their band and moved elsewhere because they
Yeah.
saw greener pastures.
No, they
And
just
Not
they-
during the
that-
war,
when-
though.
when
They
they're
didn't leave
done,
during the
they
war
were
because they were
rewarded.
scared. Yeah.
You know, Kendar left just because he wanted to try something different, and he's back now, right? In Imperium.
I'm aware.
So that part,
Like-
you just skip that part.
Did
Yeah,
Matane
you
have
can
to
jump
like?
over that.
We'll see how long he
You
lasts.
just jump
We'll
over that
see-
part. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
You
we'll
know,
see
and
if
if
you
he
how
is
many
here-
relics you can bring out. These fossils.
No.
You know, you
Yeah,
brought
yeah.
out Graf, you brought out Lazarus. I'm not sure if
Funny
these
as fuck.
fossils will be able to compete with these the new blood. You know, you're
Well,
bringing
I
out
tell you
old
this,
classic
Laz is not
cars to
lost a
compete
step.
against the
I've
modern
enjoyed
technology.
it.
Good
Are
news,
you saying
guys.
that-
I've descanned down Redline's Myrmidon.
There
We're
you
gonna get
go.
tackle.
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it.
Are
Get
you
it.
saying that Lazarus
Guys, listen.
was never mind, it's gone. It's gone.
Before you try to kill my
I heard
Myrmidon,
Redline coming back to the Imperium. Is what I heard.
before you try to kill my Myrmidon, please
No.
understand that I literally cannot afford to replace this ship.
But,
My God. You not afford to replace
You
Redline is
poor
space
thing.
rich.
Guys,
You
send
are an
Redline
FC.
to us, all right?
Your spin's worse than Matani.
Cleveland's coming.
I'm not kidding.
No, he probably doesn't have that much
Redline,
money
your
on his
corpse is
account.
worth too much to talk your way out of this one. I'm sorry.
Redline,
Look.
drop your corp, join me, and you know
Look.
maybe I'll share some.
Look in the
my
cesspool.
wormhole
Look at
wealth.
my balance. Look at my balance.
Rich, would you help me find him through
We
wormhole?
can't
I beg you.
see it.
Told you to
Free
scram him.
orphan.
My God, the
can't
man
see
only has
it.
400 million ISK.
Oh my gosh, guys, he's almost completed
Oh.
this wave. Let's go.
Oh, you poor thing.
You
Oh
can't.
man, Redline, dude, I have more than you. What the fuck are you doing?
How expensive is that Myrmidon?
I don't know.
They're
Keep
they're,
blinded.
they're
Sold
not
from
very
his corp.
expensive.
Dead Space
Like,
drop
I don't know,
on it.
100 million at most.
It's probably the it's probably the Merm that we were pumping out in the Tenal War, I would assume, for keeping the ADMs high around NSI. So they were like 110 mil or something like that. I can't remember exactly. I bought one too because I believe
It's
in it.
110 mil. And
You
that's
got
cheap,
like,
yeah.
20
Yeah,
cell
it was
marks
low.
on that thing or something?
Actually, yeah, I was baiting in it. I had a curse and we had a Hector cloaked on me, and then like our dudes would run in with like a couple Tangus or something to try to kill the Merm, and I would just like decloak everything and fucking wreck them. It was amazing.
So
Ratting's so much fun.
So Alpha Star's here. He was unmuted. Now he's muted again, but I want him to unmute because I want Alpha Star to tell me. I want him to tell us what his experience has been like in Fountain so far. Are you having fun, Alpha? Are you enjoying killing another
That's
coalition
what happened in one tab.
with your
the other
buddies
day.
in NC and PL?
I'm having a good time. I've honestly had more. I've had more fights than I honestly expected. I expected Init to do full on what NC and us did during tribute glassing and just bail, but they gave us some good content, and we've also fought goons a fair bit. So it's been good. The past weekend was very interesting. We had 2 good brawls in one day, which was surprising, really. War or no war, so I think it's been good. But now it's obviously kind of becoming a grind now because region of shit to burn. But this war is going to be long, so I'm looking forward to more big fights on the way.
Yeah.
I was
So
not expecting that response.
well,
That was
you
awesome,
like
Alpha.
people keep saying that like Init's not fighting. Like random people keep saying that Init's not fighting. It's
They're
not.
fighting their
It's
asses
not
off.
true.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
That's not true at all.
It's not true.
Yes, I
Like-
guess you could consider that a surprising response, but as much as the Imperium side wants to spin, like I guess how we feel, like I mean, at least in Horde, like all the line members have the same mindset as me, as in terms of we've been on the defensive side of this many times over, and it hasn't been directly our assets. It's been, first it was in Fade helping GOTG, then it was in Tribute helping NCPL. But we've been, on the defending side of getting steamrolled plenty. So the Beans are, enjoying being on the other end, but they're being pretty humble about it. Everyone's having a good time. Our numbers have been absurd and I guess it's been a big bonus for us. But everyone's been pretty good and humble about it and just enjoying it.
I wouldn't venture to say that they're being humble. I think that's a
Yeah, who's
little bit of
humble?
No, but
That's
he
a
said
good
humble.
thing.
He said humble twice. The man said humble. Okay, it's humble. They're fucking
That's
humble.
pretty
With
fucking
the amount of
humble.
propaganda running around, probably not.
I mean,
That's
you
yeah,
can
that
see
would
talk
sound
in
right.
the Twitch chat right now. Somebody says Alpha Star is a terrible FC. Almost
That's
20%
absolutely not true.
FCs of
You know what? He's on the
That is
opposite
not
side.
true.
That
I'll
isn't
tell you
true.
why.
He's
I'll
a
tell
good
you why.
FC.
Because the Imperium have brought out some old fucking relics. They brought out 1970s Mustang to compete in this race.
It's a pretty
And
sexy
they're
car.
competing
What are you
against
talking
the
about?
modern FCs, the better FCs. You know, the FCs
Well,
that
you,
have.
you do know that Alpha Star's been FCing just as long as those guys. He's kind
I
of
know,
a
but you know,
classic
Alpha
too.
Star, he's more modern. He's got the good technology. And he's not like.
I remember flying.
talking about
I remember
the
flying
relics.
Alpha
Because I'm a
Star's fleets
Zoomer.
last time I got pushed out of Fountain.
Fucking Zoomer.
Yeah,
Bring
Alpha's the
shame to
first
the
The
FC
funny
Zoomer.
thing
to,
is, as
talking
far
to
as
about.
fight
map
me.
goes, as far as I can see, I mean, Imperium. I think it's initiative is like the only guys that actually lost territory so far.
Well,
yeah,
not
because
necessarily.
we've only invaded Fountain.
Bastion's about to get their shit kicked in.
So what's
Oh,
happening
I
with
know, it's
what's
already.
happening with goons? Are they gonna get invaded at all, or?
So Querious.
I don't think
I
so.
mean,
I think they gave up on the goons. They're
as
just taking
as
us out now.
Neutral
floodplains-
states have been pushing in.
The
All right.
floodplains have to go first, obviously.
One
No,
at a time, lads. And ladies, one at a time. So the Querious is goon space and 26 iHubs dead. So that is goon losses right there.
But Redline,
But they
you don't
weren't
understand.
So
goon
Imperium
iHubs.
Yeah,
is
they're
losing
not goon
territory.
iHubs. It doesn't matter that it's still our
Yeah,
fucking
guys.
space. It's not goon iHubs. Don't worry
I'm
about
sorry,
it,
are they
guys.
renters then or what?
Yeah, dude.
No,
What do you mean they're not
iHub.
renters, dude? Why'd
That
you let the
was-
26 fucking iHubs just stay there? They're like
that was
you just couldn't be
PLA's
bothered to
alt
grind
club.
through them? Like, it's your space. It doesn't even fucking matter if they're not your iHubs, dude. Like, they're still your fucking renters or whatever. My God.
No, we don't have renters. Like, what are you talking about? We got rid of all of our renters.
So you just let them sit there for free.
because
entire basis
it's an
of
alt
this
corp.
entire defense is
If it's an alt corp, it's still goons.
Freak, shut the fuck up, dude, for like 5 seconds, man. The entire premise of defending space is that you have to pick your battles. If we formed for every single time that you guys poked us, our people would burn the fuck out in a week. That's not how it
yes.
works.
Your
Let's
guys
lose
burned the fuck out on day 3.
Half an entire region, dude. Yeah, let's not contest any of that. They're gonna burn out. I mean, we've like through all those iHubs, we're still not burned out, dude. I think your members have a little bit more of a problem if they're gonna get burned out defending a little bit of
You are going to
space
try
like
and
that. My God.
the fact that being on the offensive and being on the defense are the same in a war of attrition, that's complete bullshit, Preeb.
All right,
Well, I
yeah.
don't
So
think-
just
I
let
don't
the
think
regions
it's a war
fall,
of
dude.
attrition.
Hashtag floodplains. Let's go.
To be entirely
about who-
honest, from a strategic
He's
standpoint,
talking about who burns out first.
I mean,
And that's
we're not
a
burned out, and
completely
you guys have lost a bunch of space. So
I
that we
mean,
don't
Miranda,
use or do anything with.
is this a fighting attitude? Is this what you go? What we're going to war against? My God, my God.
Okay.
I think you know what? I think the Imperium burnt out on the 3rd day when you called in the max CTA. That that might as well be the nail on the coffin.
What
So
did we call
I
max
might have to
CTA?
follow my words depending on what happens.
So look, it doesn't like I'm not a goon or anything, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they're losing systems necessarily. They gotta be able to pick the fights that they're gonna be able to win, and that's all they can do, right? If they thought they're gonna be able to hold the region, they would be fighting for it tooth and nail. They're not doing that because they know that they can't hold the region, and it's as simple as that. So you can keep bashing people over the head for not defending their space, not defending their fucking allies, not defending this, but at the end of the day, if they thought that they could keep it, they would be trying to keep it. So
Well, you can
clearly,
tell Blurk
Yeah, and people also
well, Blurkis does things though, dude. I don't know.
Blurkis has an issue with not knowing when to engage and when to not engage.
Tell me
is
about
a
it.
That's exactly what Billy said about Elo Knight.
I
Okay.
personally don't think that that's an issue at all, Miranda.
I think
Well,
Elo Knight's thing is a little different. Just speaking from personal
that is an issue sometimes. He will readily admit that that's an issue that he has sometimes. He gets excited. He wants to fucking go in, and sometimes it ends up in the fleet getting fucking destroyed. So I totally forgot where I was going with this.
Well, I tell you what,
you gotta pick your
okay,
battles.
nice.
And sometimes the other side will fucking outform us, and then we don't form, and they're like, "Oh, why are you guys just letting all your shit die?" It's like, what the fuck do you want us to do about it?
Raise your morale, get some people, drop your pants, pull a face, anything.
See, I don't
You could
think
at least do
I don't
Dropping
think
your
that
beat
Rich,
is not
did
going
you
to
just?
do much.
Oh my God.
I don't think that
do
anybody
something.
I don't think anybody of relevance. Sorry, Rich, but I don't think anybody of relevance is saying anything like that, and it's not fighting. Like you've got the PanFam FCs being like, okay, look, we're getting fights a minute. Like it's happening, but my question. So we know the future of Fountain, right? Everybody knows it. It's cooked. Like stick a
Bastion will
fork in it.
control it all. Is that
It's
what you mean?
it's done. Like it's literally it's a done deal. My question is really more of what is going to happen when we get into Delve, because
What?
my thought is that when we go to Delve, anything we do will be contested. Anything.
I'm going to
Because
say
if
one
Before we
thing.
get to Delve,
I'm going to say
don't
one
you?
thing. So, Sword Dragon in the GOGT war fought more than the Goons have in Fountain right now. And in it, on the other hand, has fought us continuously amount of time. And I actually applaud you guys for that.
Well, and the people are saying that like blobbers are complaining about being blobbed. It's not about that. It's about why waste your people's time informing when you know that you're gonna be outformed. Like that's the bottom line. Time and people's time, your line members' time, is a huge asset in war on any side.
Yeah, you're supposed to have like your best.
Yeah, everyone's aware of that. That's why NCPL didn't bother with defending tribute because
Yeah,
it was a
I
lost
mean,
cause. Like
case
welcome
in
to
point.
Absolutely,
Wars
yeah,
and Modern
yeah.
Eve. Like it's just the
Exactly.
shoes on the other foot this
Yeah,
time around. That's
honestly.
all.
I mean, not
That's
only
literally
that,
it.
it was also like, are we going to have to move our supers into low sec like Saranen, right? It was the same kind of consideration that was given because it turns out that if you don't just burn all your fucking super caps, you can still function as Alliance, even if you get all your space taken away from you. I mean, I guess technically you could still function as Alliance after you get all your super caps taken away from you, but it's probably less effective if you're like an NC dot or a PL or something that relies on swinging their dicks.
Do you ever wondered why you're getting outformed and you don't get the numbers you want?
It's because Goons had like 65,000. Oh, you're talking to her. Okay, never mind.
I'm talking to the members of the Imperium here.
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
You seriously about to die?
Probably because
wait,
Goonswarm
what the fuck?
Federation has not
Wow.
meaningfully gone in to defend. I would think.
Redline just lost his worm.
Redline, you lost your murmur. Are you kidding me? Dude, I was repping. What the
Right.
fuck?
Serious?
Wait,
Come
you
on,
came in
I had my
Redline.
Logi Loki on you, dude. What the fuck?
I defend you all the time. God damn
Who
it,
the
you gotta
fuck
do
killed
better
him?
than
Wait,
that.
who killed him?
It was the rats.
Wait, the rat? No. He got shot by yeah, he got shot by
Redline, link kill mill, dude. Link
a
the kill
person
mill.
from NC. He got blasted by a revelation, so I can't blame him there.
So we
Oh,
have
did he?
Goonswarm
Oh,
Federation.
okay. Wait, no. Helios, please. Helios, it doesn't have to be this way, Helios.
Helios, is he on the show?
Is this how
oh
we
yeah,
break
yeah,
up
here it is.
the blue donut?
Cracks
20
forming.
Cracks
forming. 504
That's
members.
unbelievable.
Just under 4,000 active PvP characters. Why couldn't say 1% of that 4,000 have shown up to Fountain to defend?
Where'd you get those numbers?
More?
Where do you get the numbers of 4,000 active
What are you
people?
whining about?
Right now. We're talking about lack of form numbers.
Oh, no, where do you get the numbers?
Okay,
4,000 active members? Where do you get
let's
that from?
talk about it here, okay? So let's say 300, 400 people form up in Fountain, right? Well, Testy down there, they form up 200, 300 as well. We've made our choice on what, we know we can hold, and we're holding it, and we know what's going to happen with Fountain. Like, I'm sorry, we're not running around ragged, running up to Fountain, back down to TKEG, up to Fountain, back down to TKEG like you want.
You call
Well,
this tier
Can
4 on
you
the
guys,
show.
can you guys transfer us all those Fountain Eye hubs then so we can get this over with faster?
I put in a word for it. You're
This
going to have
is
to fill out the form, though.
It's not the opinion I share, but it's the opinion that the Imperial leadership believes and shares. Perhaps you may think differently than them. This is quite surprising because I've yet to meet one until you. So
What?
I'm thankful that you've shown your individuality and your dissent against what the ideals of the Imperium leadership and their expectations of you.
No, I trust Init does a good job. They're going to do what they need to do. They know that they can come to us if they need to sit down and delve.
Yeah.
We
And
send
that
fleets
is-
when we can, but
And we're
like,
also
it
not
is
trying.
unrealistic
we're not trying to stonewall completely block people out of Fountain too, and like they don't like you guys keep making.
That's exactly
this
what you were
argument.
doing a week ago, and you formed Alpha Op, or 2 weeks ago, I guess, and you're forming Alpha Ops every day to camp the Hop Hip Gate and D4K.
6
To
hours with Supers,
particularly
dude.
stonewall us, you had Alpha Ops going for 5, 6, 7 hours, and then you guys decided to stand down with 1-2 hours left in the iHub vulnerabilities, so we just flash formed and then we cucked you guys, and that's exactly
Okay.
what happened. So again,
Oh my god. Yeah,
Or
no,
the fact that you,
oh my
in order,
god, I'm literally
that's not even
speaking.
what I'm trying to say.
and in order to secure Fountain, you also did form a max form CTA in order to muster enough numbers 3 days into the war. Perhaps that contributed to the burning out of certain members for them to,
the
call off
CTA
work.
We don't do CTAs.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He doesn't know what he's talking about either.
Dawn, we're talking about it. We're
We
not
went
talking
into
about
this
Oh,
it.
okay,
thinking that
that's
we were
fine.
going
Go
to
ahead.
lose Fountain, so we're not going to kill ourselves to fucking defend Fountain when we know we're going to lose it.
You kind of did, though, to be honest.
Not. We have
Wait,
other
did
that
you
we're
know you were going to lose
right
Fountain? The
Okay,
leadership doesn't
maybe
think so.
The leadership
tried to-
absolutely knew that we were going to lose Fountain. The CTA that we had when the entire war was kicking off, straight fucking said it. We're going to lose Fountain. Did you hear it? Like, did you bother to listen to it? Or are you just assuming that you know what our leadership is thinking?
I go based off what your leadership publicly declares to their line
I know
members.
what
Oh,
they're
you're
thinking.
right.
Because I predicted
Declare
their exact
going
moves
and
when
be
we
outnumbered 10
deployed into Fountain. So I'll see you in Delve.
Rich, you should ask Miranda
Looking forward to your
how.
move ops this weekend.
Ask
See you in Delve.
Ask Miranda how in its botting Empire is doing so far, Rich.
Oh,
Hey, Helios.
Pensis? Terrible. I hope they fuck off somewhere to like Cobalt Edge so I can finally get some of the
So
botting.
botting is bad, but input broadcasting's okay. Is that how you guys roll, Rich?
Ooh, you
I don't
gotta
think any
you
of my
gotta
guys
cut
in
that
input broadcast.
down,
I know
dude. You gotta
you're
cut
gonna
that
accuse,
down.
Right,
I know
Rich?
you're gonna accuse my boy of
That's
OD
okay, right?
input broadcasting, but I've
Botting's
seen
bad,
him
input
not
broadcasting is good.
input broadcast. He has a crop
Oh,
rotation.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure he has a crop
Okay.
rotation. I have seen him
Alright.
stream it. He crop
Okay.
rotates
Okay.
like a madman.
But you know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Of course
That's
I do. It's
weird.
like
That's weird because you know he fucking input
It's like a
broadcast.
Monopoly board. He clicks it, square by square around a circle like a.
You don't have to convince me. I believe you.
I'm good. You believe me? My
Multi-boxing is a whole lot less.
Multi-boxing
hard
is just
than a lot of people
fine.
make
Input
it out to
broadcasting is
be.
not fine though.
So anyway,
I mean-
let's talk about Delve for just a second,
Delve is a
because
place.
like I say, I'm curious what people think is going to happen when we get to Delve, and I want to get everybody that has an opinion to be able to register an opinion. So let's do this organized and calm and orderly fashion. So first, I want to ask Alpha Star Pilot, what do you think is going to happen when we get to Delve?
Before I answer your question, I have a question for you. Can you please put me on the stream and maybe some of the other people here and replace the people who aren't here? Because I think half the
will
people
do that,
on it
yes.
are not on here.
Red Line is just
Thank
lazy,
you.
dude. That's all it is.
To answer your question, I think that the answer to your question does not lie in Delve. It lies in Querious. I believe the border regions with ranges into Delve is what's going to decide the fate of Delve. Just how taking D4K decided the fate of Fountain, it's going to be Querious that decides the fate of Delve and what it's
But
going to look.
D4K is Fountain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. I'm talking about how one system flipping turned the entire tide of the war, and instead for Delve it's going to be what happens in Querious. It's not going to be one SMEB in Delve that decides the fate of the war, because you don't need to take one SMEB to hit Delve. You can take Querious to hit Delve. So it's gonna really matter what happens in Querious, and I guess period basis too, but mostly Querious, and the floodplains, I guess, will determine the fate of what's going to happen in Delve and what it's going to look like from there. I don't think there's any chance that there's going to be any push into Delve until the floodplains are cleared and we, get into range, obviously. But it'll happen eventually.
And Bill, what's yours? What's your thought?
Well, I kind of elaborate on what Alpha Star. It really matters on what Test does, because Test hasn't been doing shit fuck all this entire war. It's only been the PanFam guys who are making any kind of progress whatsoever in the
Well, it is a
entirety
team
of this.
game. It is a team game.
And so, yeah, and Test is really dropping the ball on you guys. You guys are having to carry this entire fucking war on your shoulders. I mean, Alpha Star, what? I mean, you saw his freak out about a week or so ago. Like, there's a lot of pressure on these dudes. Unfortunately, they can't get any kind of reciprocated assistance from the southern entities, and it just seems like it's gonna stall out around the period basis Querious area, and then and PanFam's probably going to get pissed off at Test and just fucking devour them. They already established the staging for their entire super capital forces down there. It's going to be hilarious,
Test is part of this too.
Well,
I
Test
wouldn't,
just joined.
I wouldn't be
Test-
too sure about that, dude.
Test is next,
Is
right,
the
Billy?
Bastion guy seriously making that joke right now? Come the fuck on, dude. You think your 30 jackdaws or whatever, your 10 dudes in Goon Strat Ops is comparative to making that joke? Please, dude.
What
we
did
don't
I
have
miss now?
35 mil jackdaws.
Ooh, you struck a
Billy.
chord there, Bill.
Big Bill says that you aren't pulling your end of the weight. Yeah, he said he accuses you of making PL NC Horde do all the work, and
Just say Panda Fam, dude. Just
PandaFam.
say
Okay.
Panda Fam.
He's talking some mad shit, Bill is. For
Bill,
somebody
did
who
you,
doesn't show up to the fleet.
So I'd like to make the point that Test actually
up,
did
then,
help
Toad.
us. No, shut the fuck up, Helium. I'd like to make the point out that Test did actually help us with those 26 iHubs in Querious. So I'm not sure what the fuck you're talking about, dude. There was an Invictus Toaster there, literally there the entire time, dude. Great, dude.
I'm actually kind of curious.
Isn't that their front though?
Cool, dude. Yeah, you're right, and we're helping them, and they're
Yeah,
helping us.
but
I
you
don't
just
see the
said
fucking problem here.
you just
Hey,
said they
dude.
helped you. So I just
Yeah,
that's
dude.
what I was just
Yeah, good dude. I'm glad that they helped you, dude. That's not
Bill,
dude.
I'm actually kind
Yeah,
of
dude.
curious. What did
Yeah,
Matani
dude.
say about Test effort on the fireside this week?
Billy,
I missed
I
it. I
can't.
don't know.
Nobody listens
Do
to
you
that
get-
shit anymore, dude.
did
I'm
you
so
get permission
fucking
from
tired.
Alpha to talk?
So
Did PanFam
fucking
give you
tired.
permission to
So,
talk?
in case anybody didn't listen to Matani's fireside this week, Matani's exact words were, "Yeah, Test is doing a fuck ton, but I want you guys to go out in public and say they're not doing anything because that's the propaganda we're spinning this week." Literally, almost word for word, what he said.
I don't listen to those shows.
Dude, I know.
Oh,
I got
you don't listen?
I-
Can
Go
somebody
back and listen to it now. I want
Billy,
to
now I
hear
have
that.
to fucking listen to it. God damn it.
let me go
Why
find
did
the clip
you-
for you here.
Can you please? Yes.
Fuck
thank you.
yeah, dude. God
It's
bless
gonna take
Billy,
me a few
dude.
minutes. You guys can go discuss about how shit goons are while I find it here.
All right, Alpha
Dude,
Star
Red-
Pilot is
Red
on the
Line.
stream now.
Red
What's
line.
up?
Okay, thank you.
I'm
I
sorry.
saw Seto.
It
Yeah,
took me
I saw Seto and then
second.
saw. Yeah, it's all good, but I didn't know how it worked. I just saw Seto's name and my avatar, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, dude. It's
Thank you.
it's Alpha Star.
Seto Star Pilot. So, Villy, while you're doing that, what do you think the play is for Delve? I guess we heard from Apollo. Or, I'm sorry, we heard from Alpha. We heard from Bill. Let's get your take on it. What do you think?
On what? Sorry.
On how we jump into Delve. Like,
how are we gonna jump into Delve?
Like, without giving away the strategy, right? How, what does it look like when we get to Delve?
We show up. We have massive numbers. We begin burning them to a crisp.
Through Fountain.
Confidence, dude. I like the confidence.
No, we'll be going in through Querious, the floodplains.
Querious, okay. I'm just curious.
How about bringing supers through like the Querious gate or the period basis gate?
Through
What keeps you guys
What
from pushing
wouldn't
to the
you
period
like to
basis
know,
front?
Mr. Bill? Wouldn't you like to know? Let me
Yes,
be
we
clear.
would.
When Phase 3 starts, I will raise you a glass and say, "This bill is the way it will go."
But what if we have to backtrack to phase 2? Because it seems like, the
That's not
numbers.
how phases work.
We may have to
I feel like we went back
You
to
can't
phase
go
one,
back. You
right?
can only go forward.
Lines, Bill, not phases.
So what if phase 3 is a step backwards, then I guess we're all
Should be
right.
called phase
we
one.
have to. Should I wear a mask at this stage?
So
or-
while we spurred a little bit, I want to have a little bit of a fanboy moment because I think we have Averin Diaz in here. Is that correct? Is that you, Averin?
Yeah, it's me.
Averin, I just want to say that your stream of one of those Keepstar fights like 2.5 years ago was what got me into EVE Online. So thanks for that and welcome to the show.
Avern, what the fuck, dude? Seriously.
What have you done? What kind of
have
rabbit
you
hole
done?
have you
It's
opened
your
up?
fault. Jeez.
God
You
damn it, Avern.
started this goddamn mine fire.
It's pretty funny. I led a fleet for the first time in a while today, and there were about 110 dudes in it. And I asked for people to X up if they had no idea who I was, and basically the entire fleet didn't know. So, which is nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, so now you get to make a name for yourself all over again, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to streaming some of the things.
I will try. I'm a real adult now, so I'd have to sleep and work.
There's no such thing as a real adult. Speaking of streaming all the things, I want to get X's in the Twitch chat. If you guys have been watching like Ron and Rain and anybody else like broadcasting the fights and the stuff that's happening in this war. Can I get an X in chat if you've been watching that stuff?
I gotta say, Ron does the best pictures. He gets his little tablet out and starts drawing.
Yeah, I do agree. I do like watching him run streams.
By the way, Avron, I've been claiming to be a real adult for years, buddy. Like you can still make it happen.
Yeah, but I
Just fake it
also
till you make it.
I've also been kissing girls, which I know is like.
Oh, dude.
I know.
What the fuck? Why you be doing
that's
that,
kind of gay,
man?
dude.
I know.
And it's like, then they're like, hey, why are you spending so much time on the computer? And you're like, honey, I have this like viewership. And they're like, fuck your viewership. I need
Here,
to go
watch
shopping.
this YouTube video. I'm a very
My
famous
hand is
space
shirt.
commander.
Whoa.
You when he tackled in a room.
We ain't Sims, man. We ain't Sims.
We ain't no Sims here.
Mostly incels, actually, but
I do show feet, so you know.
I don't think that there's going to be a proper challenge to delve until the period basis and the Querious campaign is concluded, as well as obviously mopping up the stains of
obviously.
Fountain.
The stains of Fountain.
stains of
wow,
Fountain.
dude.
What about,
Dude, you
what about the
fucking hate
Fountains of Stain?
the initiative.
Like a
I don't hate
documentary
his-
voice.
his-
Richmond is my new best friend.
I don't know, man. You
I've got no hate. As long as the money is still good, I have no hate at all. They're merely my
paying you?
enemy.
So you're saying if we paid
Are they
you more,
hiring
you
you?
flip over to our
Are
side?
they contracting your services?
Oh,
or-
wait a second. We've got the fireside chat 2 minutes in. Let me turn on the desktop audio. We're gonna listen to it real quick. If you guys cringe, if you have like a low tolerance to cringe, like turn off the volume now because this could be bad.
Can we also listen to like right round, like right now as well? Like, can you play that?
No. I gotta figure out how to make this thing play. This is a weird.
You're in OBS. Just unmute your desktop.
No, I mean
Well,
the
hold on.
actual thing itself.
It's on Twitch, right?
You push play.
No, god damn it. I mean
What?
the fucking website itself is not working.
What website is it?
Mixcloud, I think.
Mixcloud.
Yeah.
Okay, then I don't fucking know.
Maybe if I use the new and improved Microsoft Edge, I'll have more success.
No, no.
Well, if I do, we'll at least get to listen to it by next week, right?
That's an Internet Explorer joke, okay? You gotta come on.
Shit. All right, here we go. I think it's playing now.
Fucking boomers.
Okay,
So
play.
if you guys did tune in to me trolling all the nerds on the Meta Show, you've probably seen a lot of the public-facing stuff. But one of the reasons why we do firesides is between just us chickens here, we have an opportunity to go through some of the brass tacks of the war.
We have to turn the volume on the stream up,
broad overview of how I think things are going, and some of the things that we've been doing that I think are important, and then we will have some more specific blurfs to herf.
More specific herfs to blurf? Is that what he said?
The fuck?
Yep.
Okay. So
Why is he talking like Obama, dude? He's like very
Every
like
day.
he's segregating.
You've seen
his
these guys.
my fellow gamer.
Shut up.
Base. They are constantly trying to burn all of our shit down. And the reason why they have not succeeded is because you glorious motherfuckers have stopped them. Right? In public, I want us to continue to make fun of Test for being a bunch of lazy fucks. But amongst us here on this fireside, I want you guys to understand that the reason why these guys have not made progress is that you guys stopped them. You did it. You have continued to do it, and you've been getting better at it every day. If you compare our ability to coordinate and defend our battle space from like 3 weeks ago when the shit kicked off, or whenever it was, because time's a blur during a war. But when we...
So is that what you were talking about? That part right there?
Real quick question for the goons here. Like, you listen to this
I
guy?
misrepresented that a little bit, but yeah.
You listen to
Where
this
the fuck
guy?
is Big Bill? Where is Big Bill?
I listen to it live. So.
There are
angry,
people who
dude.
genuinely follow this guy
So
right here.
serious.
Keep going a little bit.
Where'd he go?
Big Bill drinks the
back.
cola.
Dude, he came in to talk shit to Villy, and then Villy just clapped him back so hard he left the channel.
Well, keep in mind,
You can once again you can let him keep going a little bit there, and it just keeps going. So for people thinking,
it's like a
get back into
tape
it.
recorder that just like loops.
I
But
just
you gotta
don't-
love it at some point, you know.
I just don't really want to like set in Trash Talk Tuesday and listen.
So if you guys
to
did tune in to me trolling all the nerds on the Meta Show, you've probably
no,
seen
listen, it's
me
fine.
have done very well.
But listen, all that was Bill said, it's like, hey, you guys aren't doing anything, and I'm like, here's a recording of your alliance leader literally saying that's what you're
It
supposed to
is
say,
not.
but in
We
reality
make
they're
fun
doing
of
a ton.
Legacy about
Keep
how
the
they're
good
tired
work.
and they're not.
Well,
it's not fucking rocket science. Everybody
putting the work,
knows
but the reality
that's
is,
the
if
fucking
you've been
spin.
on the front
But when
lines
your
every day,
alliance leader
you've
is
seen
dumb
that these
enough to
guys are
tell you
constantly trying
in
to
a
get into our
recording
space.
that everybody in
They
the
are
fucking internet has that that's a lie because they want to spin the propaganda, it doesn't fucking help his own cause.
You guys are getting pretty angry.
I guess can we just say like
He knows
fuck
everything.
his
you guys are
cause,
and that's
dude.
the
you guys are
reaction he
really
wants to
angry
get.
about winning. I don't get it, man.
It's great.
Yeah,
Leave it
yeah,
be.
we're such bitter winners.
Not
You-
winning
you
This is
hear
the
it,
new
though.
spin.
We have to win first. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you
I don't know
guys
about
are
that,
the
dude.
only ones making real territorial
To be a
gains.
better winner, you have to
So,
win.
like,
Oh man, I'm just drowning in success. Oh, I can't take the success and wins anymore. Please bring me to the losing side. I want
DJ Khaled suffering from success.
Yup.
That's what we're seeing here right now.
It
You
hurt.
guys should
It
write.
does
You guys
hurt,
should
you're
record an album. Real
I
talk.
mean, we're not suffering. They are though.
I mean, I don't know
So-
if this war has gone enough
No, you're
long
suffering
enough
from
for to
success.
say
They're
someone's
suffering
suffering.
from.
So because the
suffering from our
because the
success.
chat is was going off about it a little bit, I want to make sure that I clarify that we do understand what the Matani was saying in that fireside, and that he's basically saying that Test is doing shit, and the reason that they're not
Attempting.
being
Test is
super
attempting shit.
successful.
Yeah.
Okay, attempting shit. And the reason that they're not being super successful is because they're being stopped. But here's the thing though, is that they are being successful because you aren't coming to Fountain and defending anything there. You've
So-
literally went from in 3.5 weeks, you went from Fortress Fountain to Floodplain Fountain. And I understand that that's the meme right now, and I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to meme on anybody for that, but I'm
Uh-huh.
literally saying that the Matani called it Fortress Fountain and said bring it on, and in it is paying the bill for it.
I
That's
think
the-
where's
the
Brisk when we need him? I
Forever
want to
thinking
ask him,
Fort
like,
Fountain's a
how do you
fortress
feel
there.
about all this?
That's the so like as someone who's in it, hi.
Hi.
That's really just like the really fucking annoying part of when you have 2 or 3 people that are speaking on behalf of everyone else, especially because the people that are speaking are members of Goonswarm and are not members of Initiative. And so we have these people that are just fucking going on about like the way that Fountain will be and making these decisions on our behalf and these bold statements on our behalf when it doesn't even align with what we want.
Hey,
So where the fuck
Yeah.
who did
Dude,
the
coalition,
SOTA?
Not my fucking Imperium leader.
Because during
Hashtag not my Imperium. Not my Imperium.
So
Mikey,
real
shut up.
talk. Do you guys like? What does this do? But what does this mean for you and Goonswarm? The relationship between your alliances. Is it becoming more strained
Is there
by the
anyone
day?
here that can actually speak to
No. Hey, let Aaron talk.
Well, I'm just saying, like the soda, did they not say all the stuff about defending every inch, taking good fights where they can get them, and then immediately start evacuing? And
Taking good
then-
fights where they can get them.
I mean, we started
There aren't
evacuing
any.
like the frontal
And
part
2
of
days
Fountain.
later, they lost the IG keeps iHub, right? So.
No, they
Yeah.
they ref that. We didn't lose that. I don't think. Didn't they just ref that?
iHub's gone.
News
I
for you,
just feel
bud.
like we had this
I-
state of the
I was
alliance.
mistaken.
didn't
I thought
hear
today
it.
that they did they like reinforce it back again today or something?
The
Yeah, it's
IGE
reinforced
keeps
back.
the
It's
IGE
reinforced
iHub
back.
was
Yeah.
lost
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, it
It
was
was
lost,
lost,
and
you're right.
then
It was
they
reinforced back.
are reinforcing. Okay, that's what I was talking
Well,
about.
once it's lost, it doesn't matter. Like
I know, yeah, you
there's
can't
no
Sino jam or
after
anything
effect that
anymore.
matters. Like you lose your staging iHub, that it doesn't matter if you reinforce it or anything else. It's gone. Like it's not a thing that matters.
You know
And
what?
especially if you're in the area where you don't win fights, when you drop a new iHub, we're just gonna take it.
I
which
think I want
already
to
happened.
reference Villy's characterization of Goonswarm, well, in the Imperium, but particularly Goonswarm in the past, and that is, we talk about the relationship between Initiative and Goonswarm, and Villy called the Imperium a crazy ex-girlfriend. Well, I think in this case, in this relationship, the Goonswarm is a crazy ex-girlfriend. They're using the Imperium. They're taking advantage of the Imperium. They're abusing
Initiative.
the Imperium.
Well, that wouldn't make them an ex. That would just make them an abusive
That
girl.
would just make us an abusive.
Wait, so
Crazy girlfriend in your basement.
If it was an ex, then that means that the Initiative is resetting the Imperium.
Starts fights with other people and then expects the boyfriend to, fight them. Like, fuck, I don't want to.
But it didn't start any of this shit though.
Let's go back to what Redline said earlier, right? He said that in a way that like people like to say Test are losing or whatever on their front, but they're winning in the same way that Goons are winning on their front. Goons are surviving in period basis and holding their ground there because in it are taking the fall in Fountain and fighting in Fountain. Like PanFam is winning in Fountain because Goons are in period basis. It's kind of like a circular logic type thing. Like Fountain is not going to be able to be held in the same way that they're expecting Delve is going to be held. Like the enemy is one jump away from like their space they're attacking, but we have to take quite a few jumps to even help initiative. And we have sent fleets there.
Well,
Every time they've asked, we've sent a fleet. We've
Gremlin,
whelped for them.
The thing is, though, is that
The sacks, yeah.
you've been in Goons long enough to know that the jump gate route will get you to Fountain in about 5 minutes.
It's still more than one jump. Would you? Hey,
maybe
it's still more than one
7
jump.
if
Would
you're
you
in
agree?
battleships. Yeah, I'd agree with that. But I'm
Yeah,
not gonna say that having to take an extra few jumps is
it
gonna
means
matter.
something. It means something. When you have to
it
form up
doesn't,
and take those
though.
jumps, it does though. When your jump bridges are getting reinforced,
How that feel when you use 5 jumps as an excuse to not go help your allies, dude?
we do help our allies. I
Well,
have battle
and
tactics to help
here's
our
the thing,
allies.
though. Here's the thing, though, is that, and Brisk said this, and I believe Miranda echoed it as well, because it's the truth, is that they come when Init asks for help. Now, what that
Correct.
says is that Init isn't really asking for help, which
Did they
is
have
fine.
to?
We show up when they ask for help.
But that implies something that's wrong. It implies either initiative isn't asking for help enough, or the way in which they can ask for help is not conducive to getting help. Because Test has been prepared. I'm not saying Test went to more ops, but I'm saying basically every day for the last week, Test has basically been doing 3 ops a day in Fountain, where we didn't do anything, but we were literally sitting there waiting to ping to jump clone to Fountain.
Yeah, we've done that plenty of times. We've sat around in Fountain and done nothing. Like we've been there just to show our support. I have literally witnessed this multiple times in the same manner that you're referencing. Like we have sat there in Fountain waiting. We might be outnumbered. Like it might not be a fight we can take. Like they're incredibly outnumbered out there. Like there's no way we can take like a 4 full fleet versus 2 kind of half fleet engagement. Like that's not really
How
realistic.
the fuck are you gonna manage when we come to Delve then? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah, dude. Like same thing's gonna happen. Like
If
you
you
can
can't
sit
take
there
a
and
fight
be
in Fountain, how the fuck are you gonna manage when
We don't
everyone's
have we're not consolidated at all. Like this war completely changes when Fountain falls. Like it's not gonna be the same.
But do you think we're not going to consolidate either?
You are, but then like so the numbers is like the only way we win this war essentially, in my opinion, is through supers. And I was talking about with Villy about this earlier.
Oh, I don't
Like
know about that, dude.
we'd have to probably win 2 decisive Titan fights for us to win this war. I think Villy and I agreed on that.
Yeah.
But like that
Depend on the
we're not
fucking
going
time.
to get Titan fights until we're consolidated. Until our supers are consolidated, we're not getting any of that. We're not getting probably any Keepstar fights for a long time. Like the decisive moments of this war are not going to be losing a fucking iHub in Fountain. Like it's going to be on the fucking front line in Delve or in Querious, where people are smashing Titans into skulls and seeing who comes out victorious.
The Titan fight isn't gonna be over like a big timer. It's never gonna happen like that.
But it's going to be over something worth more than the Titans. Like it's not going to be
There's nothing that's gonna be worth more than the Titans. Like Keepstar
losing
like,
Delve is
44
worth more
Titans.
than the Titans.
Yes, this is my point here. It's gonna
But the
happen
Titans
over some
are
random
Delve.
escalation.
Like sure, no one ever expects a super fight. It always happens, barring like 9 tag 4. Can't really call that a super fight. There were both enemy supers on grid, whatever. But like
X47.
X47, that was a very that was a set piece super fight, which is I
All
would
of the
say
super
not
fights are
very
set
common,
piece.
except for was
BTEC
BTEC
as
wasn't really
as much
set
as it
piece.
wasn't, it kind of was. Like we had
I
planned that
see what you're
fight for
saying,
months, right? Like,
but it was no one was expecting that to happen when it happened.
It just didn't
right?
kick off.
No, it was like
the way
Operation.
you expected
It
to.
happened spontaneously, and I think
Yeah.
this fight isn't the next super fight we have isn't going to be a spontaneous thing, but you bet your ass that everyone and their mom is going to be there. Like once Joe line member reads supers on grid, Titan fight starting, enemy Titan down or whatever, they're fucking logging in, they're fucking killing their dog, they're checking out of work. Like
Oh,
no,
don't
no
kill
my
feeling
dog.
intimidated.
What are you doing
My
wrong?
dog is
What the
fine. I don't
fuck
need
did
to
the
do that
dog
to my
do?
dog.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I mean, I might
Getting real
punch it. but I'm not
spicy
gonna
in here
kill him.
now.
Someone's gonna go John Wick on your ass.
yeah.
Dude, spaceships is serious business, and I don't care about no fucking dog. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Wow.
Blasphemy.
What? Shit.
Gremlin, your picture is a dog.
Plot twist.
I was hoping someone would mention that.
I'm the bad guy.
It's okay.
So
Well,
where
if you're
does
killing
where
dogs,
does
you're
the-
bad
Your
guy.
name
The
is
dog
Rem-
you killed so far.
Maybe I have like a personal vendetta against dogs. That's why, like, I'm like,
Why? They're so cute.
Why is your picture a dog?
because
Man's
I'm
best
like
friend.
the dogs betray. I don't know, man.
He-
Dogs
it's there to
betray
remind
what?
him
It's a
of the
communist
crime.
dog or something?
The dog gets in the way of his simping. That's why he doesn't like the dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, getting cock blocked by the pupper.
Damn, dude, you
Speaking of
got
Howie
me.
the bad guy,
Talking
what
about
do you think
dogs
about
are like
dogs?
the #1 wingman. If I see someone with a dog, I'm 100% talking to them to pet the dog. Take
Nice.
notes. That.
Actually,
I don't
cute
know.
puppies
I don't know.
do
For
really
some reason, dogs hate me, but I don't project that hate back on
Well,
like some.
We all get it.
No, they just despise me. I swear, every dog. just puts up
The
barks
ovaries
at
just spin right up for dogs, right?
me. I don't get it. Dude.
Dude, block start.
Hey,
I mean,
twisted
can hear him
ovaries is a
word-
real condition.
He's a very good judge of character. Just gonna say.
Man, I got PETA on my ass now. Like, you guys are
Well,
canceling
honestly,
me.
PETA sucks. So fine. You know.
So I have a
That's
question
the
for
real
the
way we're gonna win
goons.
this war. We're gonna
Anyways,
cancel mittens.
Where's
cancel
the
All the
line?
dogs are gonna die if we don't win, apparently.
If
article.
Mittens hasn't been canceled by this point, then I don't really know what else is going to take to cancel him. That man has been involved in some
You just gotta
controversy.
start
so-
making Twitter. You just gotta make like a tweet, a hashtag of like.
I don't know. His Twitter is still
cancel
like
Gremlin.
Mittens is
I mean, I
overrated.
saw a video of this guy who tried to cancel himself, and he ended up like number 4 worldwide trending. So I mean, it's like you could cancel anything for any reason nowadays with with absolutely no context or information or
Yeah, that's the point.
Even
It's easy.
K-pop stands will just come and drop on it with just their K-pop fucking videos and tweet it.
Correct.
We'll win the war with K-pop, dude. Launch the,
K-pop stands,
Vin
man. You know what? Why aren't we hiring K-pop stands? They're so like they are so dedicated to their cause. If only you guys had line members
Alright,
as
this,
dedicated.
Nobody
uh,
cares
this-
about K-pop.
This conversation is canceled because wow, you
voice
took it
crack,
way out.
Redline.
That wasn't a voice crack. That was intentional. Mango.
Whoa.
Anyways, let's go back to talking about Eve. So, Gremlin,
Not dogs. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
you mentioned very specifically that I heard while I was doing something else, just letting you guys go off. You mentioned that the Imperium isn't consolidated in Fountain, all this kind of stuff, and that is
Yeah.
why you're not really looking at it as a defensible region.
No, well, Fountain.
So my question, I
Sorry, I interrupted.
objectively, you're not looking at it as a defensible region, and you can say that you can defend Fountain and all this and that, but you can't, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah,
I think
It's
history has
not-
proven that, though, time and time again. You
and
can't
it's
defend
not
Fountain.
it's not a big deal. It's not gonna be a huge thing. All right. But my question is what makes Delve different besides hundreds of
we
citadels?
live in Delve. Like
It lives in
Fountain
what
might
is
be a defensible region if we decided we wanted to defend it.
I
right?
no, I
Okay, so
disagree.
what's
Fountain is
the
nearly
spot in
impossible
Delve
to
that you're
defend because
actually
there's
going
so
to
many ways
defend?
in there.
So
There's
where can
two.
we expect
Are
the
you
wild
basically saying
Fountain?
that you chose not to defend Fountain?
So wait,
No,
Dom, how many ways are
No,
there
no,
to
I
defend?
think you can try to defend it. You can go Iridia,
Dom.
No, I'm asking
Delve,
Gremlin.
Cloud Ring.
So
So-
as a, so
Pure
should we
ball. You
defend
have 4 different
Fountain?
directions you can come through to get there. It's hard to defend. This is the second time I've gone through getting pushed out of Fountain. It's hard to defend. I
So
was
are
with
you-
Tess last time when they got pushed out. It's not that easy.
Yeah.
The idea was for them to get into Fountain as slowly as we could stop them. We always knew that they were going to Fountain. We're trying to slow it down as much as possible,
Yeah.
so that we could do some other stuff in the meantime.
Like, hasn't Fountain been like historically really hard to take? Like,
no,
I mean, there was
like
some wars
entire
and
months
that.
taking just to take J5A or something like that.
But realistically, my question. So you're saying that Delve will be different because people live in Delve, because you specifically live in Delve. But what
It was a
does
choice
living,
between Fountain
what
and
does
period
living,
basis.
What does living in the region do to make it more
But
defensible?
it's not even
for
necessarily
you?
that we're living; it's just priorities, right? Like Fountain, what if we have to make the choice? Do we want to defend period basis and Querious, or do we want to defend Fountain? Like
Redline.
that's just a no-brainer.
You know why Delve is so much easier to defend than
Yes,
Fountain. Don't
because
put a
you have to
leading question in.
you have to
She
take
does.
regionals to get into Delve unless you're coming.
This is what you call a gotcha, dude.
Look,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
I mean, to be honest, yeah,
this is how this show works. Okay, yes, I know
Red line is
how
fishing.
I know how Delve is more easy to defend, right? I know that. But if Gremlin doesn't, and he's going to set on this show and spout off about how it's going to be so much easier to defend Delve because
Yeah,
of
I
this
never
and
said
that, well, you said Fountain. You said Delve wasn't going to go like Fountain, and Fountain is a shit show.
Okay,
But
Fountain is being
essentially,
defended by
how this
dudes getting
works
attacked by
is that
25,000 dudes.
unlike
Like,
on the fireside, unlike on the meta show, if you spout some bullshit in this channel, I'm gonna call you on it.
except I never took that position. You're mischaracterizing my position. I never said that it was like going to be easier or anything. Like
You
I'm saying,
understand how this show works, Gremlin.
I get. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's
starting to
trash
get
talk
serious.
too.
You guys are starting to
No,
take this a little more
this is
seriously than you should.
400 people in Twitch chat, so they may not know either. So let's just
Okay.
make it for them, especially because people like me probably don't understand it either.
Super ranges,
Understand
super
what?
ranges, super ranges, cap ranges, super ranges, super ranges. So Delve has better defensibility.
Yeah,
Also,
it's
Delve is
basically-
like let's
so-
think of it this way: Delve is their
Move
last line of
supers
defense.
into Delve versus it's easier to move supers into Fountain, essentially.
So in Delve, almost everything is in range of 1 DQ. So supers and shit stage there, they can drop wherever they want to, anytime they want to. That's the gist of it. That's why Delve is more easy to defend than Fountain. Now, I will go back to a previous point where Fountain was called a fortress, and there was a literal like
I don't agree with that.
giggling.
Remember
You
that.
can characterize Fountain as a fortress if we like decided we want to defend that region and
That's what I was saying
agree
about
with
the
it.
fact that he says all this shit that like nobody actually agrees with, but then people
Right.
take it as fucking gospel.
I'm just saying, like, that's what he said, because at this point, he is the person that is the enemy. Like, he's the reason that this is happening, is because people want to get rid of him, and in getting rid of
Tawny?
him, they have to get rid of everybody else.
How are they
We're
going to
not
get
gonna
rid of?
get rid of Matani. We like Matani.
Quite easily, probably.
To be fair,
mean,
if the goons were to lose, what happened to Mittens? Like, where would he be left to go?
He'd be
Well,
playing
it's
Solaris,
more
dude.
along the lines of the goon organizational structure will collapse in upon itself if it doesn't have a member base that is equivalent to its size. Like
that what
you
you
can't
think?
have that much organizational like pressure from above for like an alliance that's only like 2,000 people.
Like,
it'll become a drama pit within itself. Like
Yes, that's probably true.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with that. But like, we survived through, like World War B1 or the Casino War, whatever way you want to call it. I'm not gonna go into that fucking
yeah.
combo, whatever. I'm not here for
No,
that.
let's have this
But
convo again.
Not, you know, I think we should.
Again, dude.
But
But
we,
it's
like,
important
we
to understand, though,
survived through
one of the
that.
big problems with the Casino War or World War B1 was that in that war, it ended basically after a week. Like,
Yeah.
there was no slow burn on the members. There was no, like, yeah, there was the Serenade camp, but for the most part, World War B was basically started and over in the span of 6 weeks.
Didn't we like pretty much lose a lot of our membership after that, though? Like
You
we,
lost
we
about
shrunk
40%, I think.
Yeah, we shrunk pretty.
So
We became
Did it
in.
really lose that much? I
so
I wasn't
here's
looking
my
at it.
thought on
Jesus
that.
Christ.
So
40%,
by the way.
much
more than
like
But it's
gonna
important to
collapse.
understand, like, that was 40% in Goons, and I think the rest was from the CFC as a whole, where you lost almost all of your major allies.
Well, like
So-
FA disappeared. Yeah, several
Going
alliances that like collapsed. Yeah, you're right.
the one thing that I can say is that much like Goonswarm allows smaller groups in space to live, or I should say allowed, because now they've all teamed up and they're kicking your shit, and I dare you to deploy right now. That is why Goonswarm was allowed to rebuild after World War B, is simply because they were allowed to. I don't think this time that there's going to be anybody that's going to jump at the idea of letting you guys rebuild everything and rebuild your membership and your super cap umbrella and all this kinds of stuff. I don't think anybody's going to let you do that this time.
You're gonna get
Because
chased around the
What
map.
if Test is tied up getting their shit kicked in by PanFam?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think while there's
Like,
goons
it's important to
shoot-
understand that, like, while our relationship is not meant to be long term, I'm pretty sure you would be surprised how committed everybody is to seeing the end of
But
this
it's not
iteration.
gonna be.
I guess that's a
people
statement
hate
that you can
goons.
make, but it only holds up when that fucking happens. Like we can only
Sure.
know that the truth of that statement.
But
after the war.
I agree. But it's important to understand, if you're holding out on the hope that PanFam is just gonna like give up,
No, I'm not saying
so
they're gonna
that
give up. I'm
like
saying after the war, let's say theoretical, hypothetical, whatever, we get evicted, right? We're in fucking Soch, we're stationed out of Losec. It's been 2 months. We've been getting camped in or whatever. Like people are gonna go home,
Of course.
and Pan gonna
Of course.
Yeah, but
go
your
out.
people are gonna leave.
But
too.
remember, Gremlin, a few weeks ago, what I told you when we were on that stream, you were on the stream with me as I was streaming the supers jumping in on that Keepstar that was anchored. I told you that this war isn't over until goons are over. So much like the last 2 years have just been a continuation, and this again is the words of your leader, not the words of you, and I understand and respect that. But it's been a continuation of the casino war where the Mittani has led a personal vendetta and put the entire alliance on his back to do so against all the people that fucked them in World War B, right? That is the same kind of thing that's going to happen. So yes, while there can be these other smaller these other deployments, so I would find it very likely that we'll end up fighting Test over something. We'll probably go back and fight in Cash because that was fucking fun. Like, I'm just gonna say that was a fun time. I lost plenty of monitors there. But the thing is that much like Goonswarm and Legacy being allies when it was, and I'm doing air quotes, you can't see it, being allies when it was convenient, that's what the rest of the Blue Croissant Coalition is going to do. If it's convenient and if it involves killing goons, I'm fairly certain that every single person that is within this camp would much rather kill goons than anybody else.
How
Except,
only exists
except for
because of
Brother
the
Bob. Brother Bob would
Except for
rather kill
Brother Bob,
Test.
That's true, actually. That's because I think historically he said his best tweets against Test USTZ because he's a coward. But anyway,
Plenty of people who
can
are
I
in
just-
PanFam who are pissed to be
Just
blue.
say, I'm so fucking excited for this like final battle to happen in Delve, and it's gonna be so fucking fun. Even
It's
if
gonna be
I just get my shit pushed in,
It's
like
gonna be a long day, Miranda. It's gonna be a
God,
long fucking day.
You know what? I agree, Miranda. I would love to see something like that.
Isn't
where you
downtime
have a,
imagine being like a part of that fucking Eve history. Like no matter what side you're on, like I don't know, it's gonna be big.
Can I
like
just
3
add to
different
what
systems with
Redline
5,000
said?
people or something. That'd be awesome.
The red donut versus the blue donut. Like the red donut only exists because of the blue donut. Let's be clear.
We're more
right?
of a donut hole.
I don't feel like
Let me
PanFam
correct you a little bit
even
by
be
saying it's the blue
PanFam
croissant.
if the goons didn't exist. The blue croissant doesn't exist without the blue donut, and that's what a lot of people get. A lot of people get confused with the fact that like they think that the game has just gone 50-50 out of like because that's
I
what the
think it's
game
80.
does,
It's 85,
right?
25. Maybe.
Or whatever. That's what the game does. It's not true though. I mean, like the second the goons are gone, I don't really see a world where Villy, Gobbins, and fucking Vince Draken are going out for fucking coffee together. You know what I mean? Like I kind of feel like it's
Well,
probably
none
going to
of them
be an
would want that, would
extremely
they?
short. No, because it's bad for the game. Like why would
Yeah.
you want to do that? The only reason that exists is because the Imperium CFC, whatever the fuck, iteration number 3 at this point exists and continues to be essentially bad. I mean, it's good for the game in certain ways. It's also bad for the game in certain ways. It exists, and you can't let them go and steamroll alliances nilly fucking willy throughout the game. So you have to do something. What do? We come up with a bigger fucking coalition. That's
Can you
essentially
just
what's
stop
going on.
grandstanding about it? Like, just admit you just want to push on somebody before we get too big that you can't handle us.
Don,
We
all I
understand.
do is also I'm not technically part of this. I mean, sort of. I am part of this, but not really. It's whatever.
Like, we understand. Like, shit happens. Like, we're a big group. You need the numbers to fight us. All right, that's okay. Come fight us. Once everything's done and over with, no matter what happens, the core group of goons are going to stick together. We're going to keep having fun because we actually like each other. It's not just a coalition of convenience.
Unless
I
you
agree,
guys are on
Don.
the same
Don,
ratting
that's
site.
actually
If you
very
guys are on
true.
the same ratting site, you fucking hate each other.
I want to add something to
help
Villy.
solve this
Okay.
problem.
Yes, that's true too, Redline.
Let me add something. Villy, you were talking about Villy and Redline. You were both talking about your relationship with PanFam post World War B2. How does your vision of this relationship differ any from the pre-war relationship that Goons and Test had, in the sense that we weren't technically blue, but if big bad PanFam came to invade or cause any type of actual harm, we would immediately take each other's side? Like, how is your, like, you say you want to change the state of the game, but how does that change the state of the game at all?
Well, the goal is to create a situation where goons don't exist at the level where that kind of agreement even has to exist.
But will it exist between you and PanFam? That's the question, I think.
Goons
Probably
are gonna
not.
be no. PanFam is gonna become the next. It's either PanFam or Tesla that's gonna become the next goon.
I
Because that's
think
just
you
how
will
it
be
is.
surprised what happens to the galaxy at the end of World War B2.
Yeah, I can't see a world where
I'm
everyone.
not going to be
explode?
surprised because I know what
Fucking
happens at the end of this game.
Everything's gonna blow up when we get to
No,
the
I
finale.
mean,
no.
even just the personality types in play right now are not conducive to what I would call like a lasting coalition. Like they're not just gonna do it for funsies and be BFFs and like text each other in the middle of the night and shit. Like I'm sure after the goons are gone, this is probably gonna get reset, and the goons will go back to going wherever the fuck that they go, and they'll rebuild for another 2 years and become this giant fucking empire again that we're gonna have to fucking kill. It seems like this might be a recurring fucking thing.
I
But
want
it's
Test to have
nice.
another festival.
The
It is
vicious
nice
cycle
though.
of empire building.
It's
So,
very nice
I'm
though.
getting
To,
good fights in 3 years?
exactly. It's very nice
Sweet.
though. Well, I mean, goons would get good fights if they weren't like blue with half the game, and so would PanFam. To be fair,
How are
but
we
anyway,
with half the game? We own
I mean, it would be better.
like
It'd be better
3
for the game.
regions.
Less blues you have as a PvP alliance, the better time you're gonna have generally. But it is good to know though that we don't require a massive amount of fucking ISK to actually do this. That is honestly. That's something I've been saying from the beginning. Is like we don't need it, guys, and then it's like World War B only happened because of the casinos. So it is nice to see.
That's what I've been saying. If you blame the casino war, World War B1 on casinos, then you definitely don't know why World War B1 happened.
Feel like it showed what was possible though. Like it brought people together in a way that they may not have been willing. Because like when I was a noob, it was like this dream. Like the CSC would always just dominate because like no one would ever be big enough because they were just so big and so powerful. And then World War B happened because somebody paid somebody to do a bunch of shit, and they all went together and did it. And everyone was saying, "Well, it was just the money. It was just the money." But I feel like it showed the game that it is entirely possible, and that it can be done again. And so in this case, I'm assuming we're just reproducing what happened the first time.
I have to.
I mean, it doesn't matter how big your alliance is. If literally everyone else in the game is out to get you, it's going to get you eventually.
I have to call out Brisk in the chat because he got his mug today.
He keeps reminding me, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, we've all seen the article on
I
the Imperium.
believe Helios got his mug too.
Fucker, Helios.
What mug?
Brisk.
Brisk.
Hello, Brisk. How are you?
Hi,
Horsemen
guys.
have arrived.
Dude, you're late.
Hello, Brisk.
Yeah, I had some family time tonight. So
You sit on that fucking glorious.
Yeah, I was grooming myself to look as lovely as I could for the show that no one's on camera for. So sorry, guys, I'm a little bit late.
Beautiful, Brisk.
Thank you.
Yes,
I am apparently the face of Init for some reason.
I mean, you are
to
CSM.
people who should know better, but you know, hey.
Well, to be fair, we were actually having this conversation somewhere else earlier today. You're the face of it because you're the only one who stands out front.
Well, that's
Shines
what
and Bliss
happens.
don't have a ton of like front-facing PR going on for them.
They don't
just,
like to do that. We're not a PR group. I just
the
happen to
fact
be
they don't do that
I,
doesn't change the fact that that's why you are the one that ends up getting that
that's
attention.
it. I'm the attention whore. So there you go. I get the
I
attention.
don't.
So
I don't
how do you
think you're an attention whore. I just, you know.
How do you feel
I
about the
don't know.
war in its current state?
Wrong
And,
being attention whore.
The war in its current state, honestly, it sucks because I haven't gotten a kill in like 2 days, and I'm kind of jonesing. But I've had a lot of work to do, so I haven't been able to log in. So that's been difficult. But I'm hoping that I'll get to fight some soon. So we'll see.
I got you top of my watch list, Brisk.
Thank you. Because God knows I'm going to get headshot every time.
Every time.
No, it's true. I mean, typically Pando gets hit first. Shines will get hit first if I'm there, but I usually am in the top 3.
Anytime I die, I know for sure that persistence will fucking poke me in this with my kill mail in this fucking Discord.
Oh, why not?
That's
Again, I have to, you know, break up the show for a second because the mug comes in more than just one color.
I got the red one.
What mug?
What
I got
mug
the
is-
red one on the inside.
Trash
like the
talk
red one.
mug?
The black with mine.
So before we shit talk some other stuff, anybody want to talk about the command ship changes and how fucking awesome those are today?
Dog
Fucking terrible. I don't
I'm really
Wait,
glad
don't
I had a
tell me
lot
about
of
that.
time to practice the command ship changes and to give it some thorough feedback to CCP. Instead, we get it live where we can just fucking tell them it's fucking trash and not fly any of them.
Yeah, Brisk. What the fuck is up with that? Why did you let them
What?
post? Why did you let them put a fucking
What the
patch
hell?
out without doing patch notes again?
Too
Brisk,
busy
how
with his
dare
mug.
This was all my fault because I totally
Damn
have
it,
not told them like multiple times in the last 3 years, including like a 2.5 minute rant. Probably it was more like a 3.5 minute rant on the Meta Show about why we should get patch notes at least a week in advance. I've never done that, so this is totally my bad. I'm sorry, guys. And to answer the
Stop
Epic's
doing it
question
then.
and Opus
Jesus
question, all the
Christ.
rest of these guys, I am actually impressed. I am completely impressed that what I considered to be troll toasting and Querious was legitimate. That you guys went out there and did all of those timers. Now you didn't do all 77, but I think only 30 of the. Well, no, 20. I guess it was only the 20. You guys got all the 26 in Querious. I'm proud of you for doing that. Here
was
is my
like
next
33
challenge
Querious.
for you guys.
Here we go.
I looked at all the ADMs in Malpays, and your ADMs are shit. You guys need to work on that. I see ADMs below 4 in a ton of systems. I saw some ADMs that were 2. I think if you really want to call that your home system, all of those ADMs should be at least 6s. So I bet you guys you can't do that by next week.
You heard him, Horde. Get to work. Go, Horde, go.
I
Isn't
hate to
one
break it to
cube
you, but
low?
like ADMs are not an actual thing that matter.
Don't
One
tell
cube
him, Bonnie.
low?
Don't tell him that. You're ruining my joke. Anyway, so yeah, I was proud of you guys for having done that. That was good.
I like how you're giving
I
out
would
challenges.
Like to Brisk, I would like to let you know we've seen a few carriers in your rental alliances that are still ratting in systems with iHubs owned by PH. So I gotta tell your dudes out there to thank you for raising our
You're welcome.
ADMs. It's really
You're
cool of
welcome. I'm glad that they're doing that for you guys. I'm glad it's helping.
I mean, someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, one sec. Helios, get the hydrate out. Let's go.
Hey, Helios, where we at?
Please don't murder
Don't
me.
pay. I'll give you.
You already got murdered once by a Hodred. It's gonna happen again, dude, in like one night. Come on.
You shouldn't have told us. We're gonna go find you now. I'm logging in the locator right now.
Oh boy.
Did he's probably in ID, or he's probably in PNQI again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's PNQ, boys.
So Brisk. Oh, sorry, Miranda.
Oh, fine. Continue.
No, say it again, Miranda. You kind of echoed out.
And you're real low.
I said that I'm a rental manager for initiative. So if anyone's interested in renting any space in Fountain, please let me know.
I'll give you 1 ISK for it all.
I have one IG.
Really good time to be advertising your renting space.
So
Ideal.
Are you actually the rental manager?
Yes. I am
So
one
in-
of them.
How
And
much?
on
How much
another
is how
note-
much is your property value? What's up?
How
What's
much can we
how
get
much is this?
J5A for?
Beachfront property, yeah.
Guys, like I said, I will. Anybody wants any structures in Fountain? Let me know which ones you want. Send me the ISK. I'll make sure it happens.
I want the IGE keep, sir. Please.
Make sure
thanks.
what
CSM,
can we get it?
CSM
Or
members,
that it gets
CSM members
blown
can't
up?
scam, Brisk. CSM members can't scam on their mains, dude.
Oh, God damn it.
You can't scam on your main, dude.
Bullshit.
I'm sending a $100 bill right now to Brisk. from
Wait,
Keystone.
CSM members cannot scam? Are you serious?
They can't use their
Everyone
position of power.
Send Brisk some
Oh.
ISK,
Well,
and
I'm
then
not using my position of power in the CSM to scam.
He's using his position of power being an initiative.
I'm using my of being the leader of initiative, apparently.
Base and leader, yes.
Being the leader of
let's-
initiative through indirectly becoming the CSM. Wait, that is actually indirectly being
So
a
let's
yeah.
talk about these command ship changes. Are they
Yeah.
trash?
Could you run us down what they are for the
Do they
uninitiated?
do anything?
I honestly, I'm not.
That's what they
I'm
did.
not.
They buff mutants. God damn it.
Claymore got a buff, dude.
I'm
so
not
basically, the
memeing,
command
but
chip
I
changes are thus: the Vulture got a beautiful change, which caused it to lose one of its optimal range
not your
bonuses
favorite
for a
chip,
shield
Billy.
HP bonus. This was an awesome change, one that was
Favorite
long
ship?
needed to turn it into the shield damnation, basically. The damnation received no changes. The
Because it doesn't need any.
Yeah, the damnation is perfect, basically. The Claymore received a shield resist instead of a shield boost change, and
Good change.
lost its heavy missile explosion velocity for heavy missile velocity. So basically, it can shoot farther with heavy missiles, and it loses a tiny bit of application, which is a buff to the Claymore, which is one of the more used ships right now, but mostly used because of its speed versus any of its actual other strengths. Sleipnir received no changes. The Absolution got a slight buff in terms of both grid and speed, which should open it up a little bit more. It also, and I'll talk about the links changes in a sec.
I thought the Sleipnir got buffs.
No,
It-
the
What about
Just
the Sarde and the EOS?
They all of them got sig stuff, right?
Scanres, yeah, all of them got
Scan
Scanres.
Restar, yeah.
So that's it.
And then the Astarte got the same thing as the Absolution, which is a little bit better fitting and a little more speed. And then the EOS got like basically a full rework where it's like a much more effective drone boat instead of its like hyper fucking shit bonuses of like medium hybrid turret tracking and whatever the other one was before. So that's a pretty major buff for the EOS, and it also has an armor resist bonus. So it can
Do you think it
actually
makes it a
hit those things
viable
now.
ship now? To
Yeah,
use?
the EOS is 100% a viable ship now. We're actually probably going to end up using EOSs in our armor hack doctrine now.
I always found it
What's your,
strange that the EOS was bonused for hybrids being the derivative of the Myrmidon, and it wasn't bonused that much for drones as much as it was hybrids back then.
Say
I
that
think
again,
it's an improvement. I found it strange how it wasn't like bonus to drones as much beforehand because it was based off of the Myrmidon.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense, but it's a lot better now. And then the attack combat battle cruisers, so the Astarte, the Absolution, the Nighthawk, and the Sleipnir
Vulture.
now have
Nighthawk? What about the
lost
Nighthawk?
their range bonus on their links, but got an extra percentage on their link bonus, which is pretty impactful. And it kind of changes up the risk, not risk reward so much, but there's a serious differentiation in the power levels of the
So
links
I'm
now.
reading this. There was no changes to the command side of the command or the combat command ships, correct?
The fleet command ones received
Right.
No changes. Okay.
I think
all right.
the EOS is
Right.
going to save goons like Sax fleet, like instead of Sax, and they just fight EOS.
Well, they already used absolutions before with their sacrilege fleet, so this is a pretty big buff to the to those. I think the fact that they can use EOSs as well now will actually help their sac fleets quite a bit because now they have reliable skirmish links, which means the sacrilege fleets will go up in speed by default almost. On the same front, I still don't think I mean the Claymore's a bit more survivable now, but for mutant fleets it's still like you can't really
4%
it
resist nerf is not going to matter that much.
Yeah, exactly. You still have to fit like a speed mod and like a cap mod to make it viable in a mutant fleet, so it's still going to be one of the weaker points. And usually they're shooting scimitars before the claymores, anyways.
For a
So
joke right now.
uh,
ASAP. IMO.
So what? Sorry, I didn't hear your comments again.
I said scimitars are a joke right now.
Yeah, they've got a variety of issues.
I
There's
told
no
you
doubt about
guys if you would have voted me into CSM, I would have put another mid slot and
Were you
another
running?
high slot on
We
Sims.
needed
You were
another
running?
reason.
Another mid
Of course
slot
she
That was
was
my
would
running.
only
save the skimmy.
platform.
Or just give them
Another
a
mid slot would not save the
I
skimmy.
don't
at
ever
all.
recall seeing your name on the ballot. Just saying.
Honestly,
can't-
Logi cruisers just need an ADC. I'm
Yes,
just
the
saying.
only
Yeah,
thing that will
actually,
save
an
Logi
ADC
ships from
would
being
be really
fed into
interesting.
shit is an ADC.
Billy, what do you think of the
People
Nighthawk
don't
thing?
understand how large fleet Logi works. They think it's you need more tank. No, you just need a fucking ADC. That's the only
Please,
reason why
no more
minions
fucking
are
ADCs.
usually like far worse.
The ADC is a dog shit mechanic that is broken beyond belief. Please get this dog.
You're entirely
I think it
correct,
makes
and
sense
Logi
on a
ships should get
certain
them.
class of ship designed for it, but I don't think it should just be extended to another class of ship just like that.
Well,
especially
you know, we
with
should,
It makes them too good.
Thanks CCP for giving Logi pilots yet another reason not to fly Logi. Thanks.
If you think about it, right? What is the one thing that's going to make it so that Logi can actually do something? Because if you think about it, in the age of Munins Online, how are we really going to make it not be Munins Online?
Have you
Realistically,
seen PUBG's Logi DPs? Those things are fucking amazing, dude. They're
You don't
great.
need to nerf the Munins. You just need to make the other hacks better.
Unironically,
That's all.
PGL was
to be honest, you really don't need to nerf Munins at all. It's like the fact that it's Munins Online in the war right now is more due to like a variety of random factors that most people don't even understand.
Alpha
Like,
and speed, right? Do I
Munins en
understand?
masse is not necessarily a great thing.
Yeah, I don't think we agree on that.
I mean, the
point,
Munin
Billy.
is just a straight
Sure,
out gun.
but I can tell you right
it's,
now,
it's
if
what
if this
need.
war was being fought in Querious right now, it would be all Eagles from Test. Like we have Munins in Asteria and we have Eagles up in Querious, and because we're fighting in fucking Esoteria, it's all Munins, right? Like otherwise it would be all Eagles if we were fighting in the other front.
Can you bring
And
your nightmares again? Those are more fun.
yeah, we probably will once the fronts open up and it becomes a less capital disadvantageous position.
When will that happen?
Billy keeps saying like,
Do you think you'll ever have like a march to the sea where you just run through Delve, start burning everything at the very end? Like, will you do that?
The Munins not crazy OP. It's just that like if you have a lot of Eagles, you're going to fucking kill Munins.
No, the Munin isn't OP. The ADC is OP.
No, it
It's
relies on
fucking
ADC.
It's a fucking
everything.
2.6k meter per second ship. Like it's
Yeah, but-
280k EHP.
It's
You
fast.
can run
It's
from
tanky.
anything.
You can run from anything. It's tanky. It has very good range. It has high alpha. I mean, it's everything. It is the Cadillac of ships. It's everything you want in a ship.
It has good range
with no downside.
It is what the Serb.
Stupid broken.
Probably not even as good as what the Serb was when the Serb came out as the main
Serb was
workhorse
never
doctrine.
good.
Well, I
But
mean,
the Serb
it was used
top,
in like
was
a
the top
lot,
hack
though. It was
for a
used
long, long
lot.
time.
The Ferox is actually the best fleet.
Agreed.
At the same
Agreed.
time,
Ferox is-
Yeah, it's open to more
I never
people.
heard
I
anything
agree.
about champion of the
Oh,
world
yeah.
is the
Oh, yeah.
Ferox, hands down, and you
Out-
can
Where's
Sorry.
Headliner to talk about his caracals?
So wait a second.
No.
So
So,
let's
Billy,
talk
can you
about
finish
Feroxes
the
for a
command
second.
ship? Let him finish the command ship.
So
first.
basically, I did finish the command ship. So for
Command-
the most part,
the
all of
Nighthawk.
these buffs are pretty good, pretty interesting. Add a little bit of variety to the game. There was some complaints from the small game community about the nerf to the command links for the attack battlecruisers. It wasn't quite what they wanted. But for the most part, like I haven't seen a ton of people who like actually play the game who have been upset about it at all. Really.
You don't see the Nighthawk as being usable still?
Oh, and the
Yeah.
Nighthawk, like, dude, I've got
Nighthawk.
people theory crafting fucking Nighthawk fleets now. Like,
that's
it-
okay.
No,
Because you didn't mention them before. That's why I was
Nighthawks,
curious.
no. Like I looked at them, like their paper DPS is fine, their range is fine. It's just the delay and the alpha are just dog shit, and it
Well-
can be out punched by the Sleipnir really easy if you're looking.
That, I mean,
at
that's the real problem. There is outside of a wormhole that maybe gets bonuses to it. I don't think you're going to see a lot of Nighthawk fleets yet, just because, I mean, especially when there's tie dye, because the missiles aren't
let's
going
be
to
clear
show
here,
up.
though. You're going to see more Nighthawks than you did before.
I'm not. Yeah, I agree. You're going to see more AOS. I think you're going to see all of it. I
you
think a
do-
lot more variety than you were going to see.
Just use vultures. Like I feel like low seg dudes are gonna start using this shit. And like
Yeah,
small.
I can see that.
I like the Vulture. That's a great
The
ship.
fucking vulture is like a better Ferox. It's just
Vultures
like
were fine before. It's just like now they have more tank, and the range might hurt them a little bit, but who fucking knows?
they get stupid DPS now, like railgun DPS. LOL. Like they're gonna have stupid tank, especially if you use like implants. Like they're gonna be a pretty good ship for dudes who want to fight outnumbered or fight in small numbers with a fax or something.
So which one is still the fastest then?
Probably the Claymore.
Is it
Either
still
the
a Claymore?
or the Sleipnir.
Yeah, the Claymore will still be the fastest.
It's what's 165 base, right?
Well, because the
Actually, the
Starter is
Sleipnir might be
165 too.
faster, but like obviously it doesn't have a resist bonus, so like, and the Claymore's already like low EHP, so it's
All they wanted to know is which command ship should I be using in my main fleet FC. That's literally what that question is about.
it's still going to be Claymore. Nothing changed there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where did the
Claymore, the only
leaderboard
thing-
go for the 2v2 stuff?
Forum post.
Oh, they took it out of the game. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Claymore, the only thing
we're
Munich?
gonna rapid fire go through some of this shit. So we talked about the command ships. The 2v2, the first round of it's over, and
So Cable won. So he has something to say besides stealing Sodios now.
I
that he
guess so.
did?
Not only is he good at running Sotios, but he's good at 2v2 combat as well.
There you
That's
go.
an
And his
interesting
epic
thing.
And he had
5 bill
enough time for
clerical, dude.
And he had enough time for both. Thanks, Rona. So what's the next one? Is it destroyers?
Destroyers
Destroyer.
5 versus 5
5
free for all.
No,
Five
it's
man free for all.
5-man free for all. I said
Wait,
5
so
man
I'm
you-
ready for the RR Algos fleets. RR
So it's
Algos
gonna-
fleets for the
Same brain
future.
tonight.
So it's gonna be you queue up by yourself and you just go into an arena with 5 other people and
with
slug
4
it
other
out?
people. Yeah.
At what
Or
at
other
what
people?
range?
I think
What's
it
the range of
randomly
the
places you in.
Well,
I
no,
don't
but what's
know.
the size of the arena?
I don't know. Ask
It was 100,
Big.
wasn't it?
ask Deadlift.
Well,
He's
that
the
Ray
one
might
that
know.
works on this. Tweet at him.
I thought I know the 2v2 one was about around 100.
Okay, I'm just curious because it makes a big difference on the destroyers which one you choose.
So now that I'm curious, if you
It's going to be
guys
Corms. Everybody's going to be flying Corms. You can tell.
Yeah,
it right away.
probably. In Twitch chat, if you guys participated in any of the 2v2 stuff with the cruisers, can you please type an X in Twitch chat, please?
It's just me and Rain.
No, it's fine. The Twitch gets it after the Discord does. So
I meant
Dude,
to.
I bet I've killed some of them.
but much like Aberrant, I also claim to be an IRL adult, so I didn't have time to do that. It's unfortunate.
I was trying to do those, but I
So
had
it's
to
not
evac
true,
all my
right?
shit.
But
Thanks
you
to-
claim to be.
Claim to be. Thus, anything I do is being an adult. It's funny how that works.
so those of you that X'd up, I'm glad that you participated in that. Can you put a seems good emoji in the chat if you're going to be participating in the destroyer variant of it?
To be honest, I think you would be surprised how many people are excited for this destroyer variant, just because they know that the meta will basically be 0. What do you call it?
Bling.
Pimp.
Exactly. No bling.
You know.
Yeah, to be honest, that shit drained my wallet.
Well, it's not so much that it drained the wallet. I feel like a lot of people were really turned off by running into like Nirvana or slaved stuff and feeling like they just had no ability to compete.
Well, no, but it's that's kind of like one and the same. Like I don't have the wallet to compete with that shit. Like that's
Well,
pretty much what I mean.
I'll give an example. I
Eating
ran
my
into
fucking miracles in there one after the other every 5 minutes. It's like crazy.
well, for me, I had no issues with money, but I went in and I lost a match to I can't remember who it was. Nirvana, maybe it was Cable. I can't remember.
Cable.
I don't think it was TikTok, maybe with somebody else.
Yeah,
I can't
TikTok's the
remember.
one that had like the 15 bill fucking caracal, right?
Anyways,
Yeah.
but like I remember doing it, I'm like, I was like, all right, so if I want to compete, I basically have to like, and I literally have like 20 Nirvana sets I could have went and just, played with to do it, right? But I'm like, I just didn't want to do that, right? And it really kind of like takes a certain chunk of it out of
It
the
does take a
enjoyment.
certain chunk of it out.
Well,
So
the other
they-
thing
you gotta
is,
take
I
a
mean,
boot, eh?
I think the average
Take a boot
player,
for the game.
I think the average player will go and buy like 10 cormorants, and that's not going to be that expensive. Now, if you're in Horde, you're probably going to be fucked.
Okay.
Because you're just,
Risk,
paying
that's
twice as much for a
for
cormorant.
Because you already have 800 hangers.
Right. So there you
Still
go.
funny though.
Correct. Good job, Brett.
That was a good
that
one.
was fucking bold, dude.
350 million ISK is a lot of ISK risk.
Watching
I know, right?
Bjorn B get like fondled by Cable and TikTok as they rock paper scissors countered his Was it a caracal fit? Yeah, that's what it was. It was
Hey,
actually
fuck
pretty
you
fun.
guys in the chat. That cormorant joke is as old as the one iHub joke, and you fuckers keep making
No,
that.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's
It was the
not.
same goddamn week.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was. It was the same goddamn week.
No, it
Loki-
wasn't. It was. Wait.
Loki,
It totally
maybe
was.
Rich's,
don't
it's as old
talk
as
about
Rich's
someone getting
5
fondled,
stages of
thanks.
grief meme, to be fair.
So
That was
I
a
need
quality
to.
meme from
That was fucking
Let's
great,
see,
Chris.
there's a lot
Yeah, but
of.
he's resting on his laurels now. Rich has to be innovative and move forward, not just sitting on this one meme that he did good. You know, he's got to push forward.
Rich killed two of my sinos, so he can go fuck himself.
Do you need a mug with
fair
Rich
enough.
Richmond's face with a cross on it?
Can we do it? Can we
With a
do that?
cross out? Because
That would
I'll
be
do
cool.
it.
Why don't you put that on the
I'll
back of
buy
the mugs
another
instead of the no rags thing?
I will buy another 2
Well,
mugs.
because it was a meme for Pitts, because Pitts is my buddy and he lost his Ragnarok, and I made the emote. I made the emote for it that's in the Twitch, and it's
You hear his
also
new rant about how it was like they did things that they shouldn't have been able to do physically in the game. The game mechanics were somehow bent. I like that. That was a good time for me. I also like Pitts a lot, but it was just hilarious.
So let's. I wanna go back to this. I forget what we were talking about because I'm a really bad show
Drinking?
host. I am drinking a
are.
little bit tonight.
Tipsy
Drinking.
Tuesdays with
Spicy.
Ren.
I've
I'm
been
picking
drinking a
up.
lot.
Yeah, I'm drinking truly hard seltzer, the
Top
lemonade
five.
variant.
So you're
Oh,
drinking
dude.
water.
A
Zoomer.
Top five.
Drinking
So,
water.
so what you're saying is you
Water.
haven't really been drinking.
Yeah, he's a boomer who's like trying to be a zoomer.
That's
He
not
Yeah,
even
that's why
like.
he's drinking
is
Trulies
a
and he's
fountain of
not even
youth.
drinking the White Claws because he
I believe
doesn't
that's
even know.
Couldn't you find White Claws?
I have
Yeah.
White
Really?
Claw in the fridge. I would rather drink this, if I'm being honest.
Wait, I have it on good
Truly
opinion.
was on sale.
Way too much
Never,
DJ.
I've never
Drinking
budged my
fucking water.
body with that.
Fill
But
up, please.
honestly, I have it on good opinion that shit is all garbage. Just gonna say, I don't know if it's true, but people have told me, and I have not even bothered buying it. So
It's not
I'll
true.
stick
It's
with
delicious.
bourbon, Japanese
Anyway,
whiskey.
what else am
Bourbon.
I? What am
Really
I
Wow,
good
you're
talking about?
such a man.
Okay, so here's
Yes.
another thing.
Yes, I
Did
am.
you guys see the MER for June, by the way?
Who cares?
High sec
Uh,
mining?
you should care. You really should care.
Better Nesters?
Wait, is
Why-
Delta
why
on
is
now?
that?
That would
The
actually be
Nester, dude.
Is it better Nester?
Is it
No, not the Nester.
irrelevant?
dude.
The
above
Eve
incoming.
the Eve economy is in the shitter, y'all. We're doomed.
That's where it's supposed to be. That's
Yeah,
where
it's not-
CCP
Yeah,
wants
remember?
it to be.
Knew that
That's
was
We're not
gonna
supposed
happen.
to have any money.
What us? Yeah, it's
I
like
actually
they
Go,
just
you
want to mirror like recessions and depressions, like from IRL like into the game now. It's part of how it goes.
Trying to make
Um,
this more immersive, dude. It's all part of the immersion.
Exactly.
I don't think mining's ever coming back.
I actually found out.
God, I hope. That'd be
I
I
was
mean,
talking
until
to
patch, like whatever. Sorry, go ahead.
What movie?
I was at work walking back to the parking lot after work one day, and I was just talking to one of my coworkers, and I found out that he actually runs a high sec mining corp, like mining/industry corp, with a bunch of other people at work, just like fucking out of nowhere. I don't know about you guys, but I've never met anyone in real life who actually like plays Eve, let alone someone
That's
that
pretty
I work
creepy,
with.
actually.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You
I
might
went
be
and showed him my
following your
card.
stream a little too
Yeah,
hard.
no, he did, and like the
Oh,
whole people like started following my stream, and I was like, oh shit,
how
because
did
like
work
work Miranda and stream Miranda are two completely different things.
Wow, that's
Now
iffy.
that I
But
can,
you're
that's a little.
also in the military. You're in the military?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, I'm
Doesn't
the
matter.
Army.
Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Anyway, point is, actually, I tried to start. So I work with a bunch of people who. So I work in a place that caters to people with learning disabilities and the mentally ill generally. And I kind of almost, I really kind of tried to get a high sec mining shit going on, just because, like, not to make money off of it, but just to because
Wait,
a,
were you
it's
trying to
part
use
of-
mentally challenged children
No,
to farm for you?
What?
That's
Why
I
did
would
you do that?
never. First of all,
That's what I'm hearing.
I would
That's how rumors
never.
get started.
I
Number
would
one.
never do that. However, Eve is very complicated, and
However,
it turns
However.
out that the people that I work with are very, very actually like quite intelligent. Like it's actually, you'd be surprised. So like they're very analytical. We'll put it that way. So my plan was we're gonna like basically
Enslaved children.
communism
retarded children.
together.
Yes.
I'm gonna stop.
Decide
I'm
where
gonna
to go
stop
with
you here
it.
because
Decide
I want to
where to
talk
go with
about.
it.
I want to go back to talking about the PvP stuff and Eve Online. because
I
that's
want to hear about Redline's
bring
child
up-
slave farm, dude. I want to. No,
I-
sorry, Loki's child slave farm. Can we listen
no,
to that?
we don't.
I
We
think that's
don't
fucking
need.
amazing.
First of
We
all, they're all
don't need
adults.
that.
They're all
We
adults.
don't need it. What we do need to know is that. So, did you participate in any of these 2v2s at all? Did you do any of them?
As I said, I was wanted to. I was really excited to, but I didn't because I had to evac all my shit. Thanks, Philly.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, Billy,
Dude,
why?
why you do?
Why'd you do
So
that to
I'm
him?
gonna
Thanks,
do.
Obama.
It's bad.
I'm gonna
Bad
do
man.
another Twitch poll in
Billy.
the chat, and this is for the people that participated in the
Yeah, I did that.
2v2s. I'm going to say, would you like the arena or the proving grounds to be permanent? And the options are obviously yes, no, and fuck no. Instant PvP sucks.
The one with
No, I'm just kidding.
explicit.
It's ruining
I like
the
the one
game.
with swear words.
So I'm putting that Twitch poll out there. I want you guys to vote on it. We've got like 380 some people watching, so I'm really curious what this group of people thinks, because it's interesting to think
I'm
about and to
seeing a
see.
dead heat right now.
Ooh, it's very tight.
Yeah, it'll probably be pretty
Dude,
tight.
this is getting
Very
pretty
tight.
suspenseful.
I mean, I didn't do any just because I was busy killing actual ships.
Extra tight, dude.
See, I don't get why people were like, oh, there's never gonna be any more real PvP. Everyone's gonna be offering the instance PvP, and guess what?
Yeah.
There's still real PvP.
You know what?
So
though?
let me ask this of the Twitch chat as well. If we have any like small gang pilots that go around and just look for fights of like, 5-on-5, 10-on-10, whatever like that, did you guys notice less people in the spaces that you normally roam? Back to the Primitive says it was empty as fuck in low sec. Does
Pravi
anybody
was
But
very
isn't
empty.
low sec
How's
always crap?
Amamake these days?
I went to
Actually,
Far
Warfare
Pravi and it
Here
was
was
is
dead
what
as
I would
fuck.
say. Here's what I would say. I think it's too early for us to tell whether these should be made permanent or not.
Well,
I think
yeah.
the idea. I think the
Doing
idea
exciting
that
still.
well, they're new and exciting. I mean, so was the HyperNet when it first came out, and I think
Yeah,
the
that
usage
fucking
of that
guy.
has
Oh god.
exactly has dipped. So what I'd like to see is I'd like to see the data. How many people are using these? How often are they using them? And if there's any impact in areas that typically had roams going through them. Now the war is going to fuck that up, but maybe it won't. So I think they need to look at the data, because if this is as all the people seem to think, at least on the Evo forums, that this is going to have an impact on roaming, an impact on low sec and that type of thing, then if that's the case, then I don't want them being made permanent. But if it doesn't, and it's just something fun and people like to do it, and it's an addition to PvP and not a replacement for it, then yeah, they should be made permanent. So I
But
think
you
it's too early
gotta,
for us to
you
tell.
gotta think about the fact that
what
it's
actual
also
roaming though? Like seriously, what roaming? Like the game used to be full of roaming. It's no longer full of roaming because of how things work in the game. So like there isn't like that much. It's like, oh my god, they impacted like 3 roaming fleets
What are you
today. Like
talking about? Stop it.
what?
So, but the thing too
There's
is
like loads of roams going on. Like I'm an FC who was in NC dot for a long time, and the second you start putting roams
You
together,
didn't do any
You
roams.
AFK,
NC
dude.
doesn't do
Shut up,
roams.
you were
usually
AFK.
no, I did. I was in NC dot for like 3.5 years, Redline. So
AFK. What you on
I
about?
did do that. I did do that shit. And it
Loki
turns out
don't remember
that
doing
a
roams.
vast majority of bitter vet alliances do not like to do roams. That's just how it goes.
And I don't think I don't think we're the demographic though. I mean, that's not the demographic for what they're worried about. I think I mean, look, cable and TikTok are not like bitter vet nullsecers. These guys are they had their one little thing, and that's what they like to do, and now they're doing others. TikTok's is a small
Right,
game
and the
PvP.
people like Voltrum and the
The
people
roams are like
like Gabby.
full blown.
But that's the thing.
The roams are like
They-
full blown fucking fleets though. Like I've never been in a cable fleet that
Well-
didn't have like 100 dudes in it, and we're all in like like a Naga or something like high DPS, and we're going after Roracles. We're going after something. I mean,
That's one of the things I was surprised at. I would have thought that you'd see Suetonia doing more of these filaments. I didn't think I saw him doing very many of them.
Are you serious?
Cool.
I was grinding them with Suetonia every fucking weekend.
Were you guys? I didn't see
Yeah.
his name
Oh
on,
yeah.
on the kill.
Oh, he
kill
was
list,
top
so-
100. He was top 100.
Okay.
He was.
I must have
If
missed
he
it.
didn't have a partner, he was dual boxing.
So that's a perfect example, because he's one of the guys that used to go roaming all the time. We'd see him everywhere. I'd cross paths with him all the time when he was out on roams. So if he wasn't roaming because he was in these filaments, then maybe there's something to be said for that. But I don't know. I think we need to have the data. We don't have the data.
Not about you guys, but I am already preparing myself for arena sov. So we're getting fucking instance PvP for iHubs. I'm calling it right now. Remember my words.
Gremlin's words.
Yes.
I think
You
the
have
fact that
to-
the filaments are changing like every couple weeks is going to keep it from getting stagnant with the same demographic of people in Eve going and playing them every time. I think it's a smart move on CCP to change it.
I think
Because
it's
now we have these people that are doing the 2v2s aren't the same people that are going to be as interested in doing the battleship free for alls. Like, and so on and so forth.
That's probably a good point. And like honestly, I think instance PvP was something that was probably missing from the game for a long time. A lot of people have said it. It you know, it allows high seckers to do things as well that they wouldn't normally get to do, sort of, depending on like
I
they
mean, by
can't
their own choice.
obviously everyone exactly by their own choice by it, or you know, not always though. Like you join a group,
Usually,
right? You join a group, new player, and it's like this new player group and they're doing something and that's what you do, and it's hard to, I mean, you know, to be an individual and go out there and do it. It might be more difficult to do that. So this kind of gives them a leeway into what they might expect in low sec. Like I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Just gonna say, like, I don't think it takes away like these quote unquote roams that are happening. Like I know that there are streamers who roam, usually by themselves, but like the roaming alliance kind of mantra that's been a thing in Eve for a long time, that doesn't really happen that much. And when it does happen, it's usually like if I'm in FC and I want to do something that involves going to another place, I'm gonna have a target lined up. I'm gonna be fucking going. It's like a fucking catered gank essentially, right? And then I like fucking deliver the product, we kill it. Now my social status in this alliance has gone up by like one little notch because, well, we just killed like 3 oracles or something, and you know everyone's happy, we go home. Like that's to my in my opinion, that's what it's become. I'm sure there are alliances that don't have this cynical view of Eve, but I don't know if they're a significant factor in the game. And
I've always,
sure they
like I said, I've always viewed the roaming gang idea as being a small gang PvP type thing, not something that the big alliances do. Maybe some of
Wait, Chris,
the
how
big
would you
corps.
say that big alliances don't do roaming? That's
No,
not
I
accurate at all.
what I was about to say was that I think inside those alliances you have corps that will do those types of roams because they like to do that. Like for example, DEF CON in it takes roams out all the
Redline.
time.
Redline's done those rooms as
I've
well.
gone on them with Miranda. I've gone on them with Pando. But for the most part, I think when I think of roaming, I think of something that small gang players like to do. Small gang guys, not the guys that are going to go out on these big fleets. But I guess, I mean, obviously that's not completely true in all situations because there are people that like to roam. I go roaming too. I'm a nullsec PvP guy, you know. So, but I will say that I don't know if the arguments that the small gang guys make, and it tends to be them who are the most vociferously against these filaments, that this is somehow going to deprive them of their content. I don't know if that's true or not. That's why I think we need more data.
Definitely
It
shouldn't.
shouldn't. It shouldn't.
They
I agree. It shouldn't. But you know, things don't always work out the way they're supposed to work out on paper.
like I'm in those Discord channels. Like I doubt a lot of those guys be like, oh my god, these filaments are so dank. We're not gonna do our like 6-man fucking Orthras comp with the carries and the semi and or nano semi and all this other shit that we're gonna like. There always be targets for that. Like it's always going to happen, in my opinion. I mean, it might not because for some reason it's just so addictive that it pulls like all of the quote unquote elite PvPers from the game to do this specific thing. I fucking doubt that that's gonna happen. If it does, it'll be momentarily happening, and then it'll probably subside, and then you'll just have mostly, you know, newer players and then the occasional veteran that wants to, you know, partake. I can't imagine that if there is some kind of massive vacuum of PvP stuff that it would last for like the next decade. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Yeah, but I just can't see it.
And I agree with Rain that the 2v2s did show how toxic some of the shitbags in the low PvP group community are.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
I don't know about you, but I prefer doing my roaming a little drunk. So there's that.
Drunk roams are the best roams. Drunk
Okay.
capital roams are fun too. I've only done
Ooh.
I only did one of those, I think.
Is that with me or within it?
That was an in it thing, I think. It might have been it might have been with you. It might have been
Can't believe Jay
with
let
you
me
and
take that
Boat
out.
and those
This is
guys.
great.
I
It might
can't
be
remember. It
a
was a
lot more
long
fun.
time ago.
Might be a lot more fun now with snuff not being what it is. Like you could probably go
Cheers,
through those before getting dread bombed.
No, we got pirate rated. You gotta do the cheers. That's
Cheers.
how it works. Don't you know who Sheltark is?
But
Dude.
good job, Sheltark. Sheltark. How many people did he add? Well, quite a few, I suppose. Good job,
Cheers,
man.
in the chat.
Thanks,
Cheers,
cheers.
in the chat. All right,
Don't watch
well,
streamers.
ladies and gentlemen, it's time for final thoughts for the Trash Talk Tuesday crew. Probably gonna keep the stream on this time without disconnecting it. We'll just do the final thoughts for the VOD, and then just go right back into conversating about whatever else we want to talk about. Because I got nothing better to do with my time. I'm just ratting and staging as per usual. So we're gonna take from the top. We're gonna go to Persistence first, who's gonna have the opportunity to feed us his final thought for the night. Go for it.
Yeah, so a big shout out to Discord for messing up my mic and making me basically muted for the entire stream. Really love that. Shout out to DF Standing Fleet just doing their thing, chewing through Bastion, I guess, from what I heard. And I hope to feed more nesters.
Great. And Preeb, what about you?
Shout out to my boy Closet Imicus Lover. Stuck with us through all 26 iHubs. Very cool guy. Would rep again.
All
Okay.
right, and
Hey, don't shit on
Lexus?
Closet Imicus Lover.
I want to echo on what Persistent says. I want to give a shout out to the Horde Standing Fleet. I've never seen such guys with like such huge energy into bashing things. But they just want to bash everything. So yeah, shout out to the Standing Fleet.
And Alpha?
My final thoughts are that bashing forts suck, but that's what you have to do to get through Fountain to Delve, so
Mills.
I'll be doing that.
All right, Apollo, you've been quiet like this whole time.
I've been talking this whole time. What are you talking about?
Okay.
But, yeah, my fault. I'd like to shout out, the DEF Standing Fleet. You guys are doing amazing work. All the Intosa stuff that you guys are doing in Fountain is crazy. Shout out to all the Pan fam. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. And shout out to Redline as one of the terrible talk show hosts. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
And Brisk?
I'd like to say Reddit, thank you for the memes. Redline, thank you for the mug. And watch the Meta Show on Saturday.
You had to bring that in, huh? You had to. All right.
You guys will enjoy it. Trust me.
I can't wait. All right, and Dawn?
Shout out to Theta, of course, for defending Delve, and we look forward to things to kill. And a final thought, I guess, is keep bringing small gangs to Delve. I love them.
All right, and Dom?
Shout out to Dawn, best home defense FC we got. Great job. And Viva la Fountain.
Not for long. Gremlin?
Yeah, I think we had some good discussion on here tonight. Everything is in game, of course. I want to give a shout out to everyone who's putting in the work to make this war happen. There's a lot of dudes in tests and in PanFam that are putting in a lot of work to make sure all of us get content. And same with Goons. Especially shout out to our Goon FCs. They're putting in a lot of work. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Should be fun.
Okay. All right. Loki?
Right. So, firstly, shout out to NHL hockey. Thank fuck it's back. And secondly, shout out to Typherian, who's apparently the new / old Capri Sun craft foods, according to Blazing Bunny, who is in cesspool.
His name is Little Orphan Asshole.
Yeah, the little orphan asshole. Exactly.
Yep.
I believe him.
All right,
Believe all little orphan assholes.
Miranda.
Randy. My final thoughts for the show are my favorite thoughts on the show, which would be Billy, Blazing Bunny, Rain, Redline, and Brisk Rubal.
Yeah, dude, we're thoughts.
We got
Spotted.
called out. I love it.
Spotted. All right, Ronnie.
Yeah,
Zane?
so Jesus, dude. So shout out.
Ronnie Chocolata.
I did some fleets this weekend with Pan Fam, and it was a shit ton of fun. So shout out to PL and the Zoom calls. I have no idea how the fuck those guys did that for 3 days straight, but they did. That was a shit ton of fun. Also, shout out to Even T. There's a big announcement coming up August 1st, which I believe is this weekend. So stay tuned, team, especially if you like tournaments.
We're definitely gonna have them on the show, by the way.
Already on the show.
Okay. Sager.
Shout out to the War Deck Project people, because I haven't been able to talk about that in a show or so. So shout out to those guys for continually to try to change HiSec the way it is. In Redline, 3 times a week.
God damn you!
3 fleets a week.
I knew it was coming, and I just let it
3 fleets a week.
happen. I just
Brisk
let
got
it
one
happen.
IHUB a week. One IHUB a week.
All right, Villy.
Shout out to all the hardworking guys in TEST, putting in the time, putting the hours, showing up fleets, making World War B2 continue to be the train that cannot be stopped.
Is that a
That's
rap?
fair.
And you were really quiet.
Choo choo.
Do that again, but like 2 miles closer to the microphone.
8 miles closer to the.
I heard it.
That's like
No.
Said, shout out to the tests dudes that are doing all the great work and that are like a train that cannot be stopped.
Mom spaghetti, y'all.
He's
Sounds
just
like you're
thanking
talking about
himself,
Pan
is what
Fam.
he's saying.
Okay, and X Dominarch, how about you, bud? What do you want
What's
to
a
say?
Z?
Z Dominarch?
letters are hard.
It was an X before.
No, it
There we
was.
go. Is that working now? There we go. All right, so I had to change my name because I don't think I pushed the right button last time. Shout out to Don, best home defense FC we've got. Viva la Fountain, and
Not for long.
Is this like deja vu?
I feel like we
Yeah.
just
Evil Fountain, dude. Fortress Fountain 2020.
You just add a Z to your name so you could go again.
All right, all right. Well, I want to give a shout out to everybody that tunes in every week and watches this shit show unfold. You guys are the real MVPs. Make sure you Twitch with your subprime. Fuck. Wow.
Subprime.
That's
Twitch,
truly
Twitch with your subprime, guys.
Make sure you guys Twitch with your subprime and join the Blue
like
Croissant
twerking?
Coalition today.
Don't forget the twerk.
Also, as a side note, I want to give a special shout out to my boys Pittsburgh and Blazing Bunny, and also DJ, because they really know how to run a stressful fucking operation. Okay,
Fuck
they
yeah, dude.
really know how to do it. And also, I have an escalation for sale in F-TAC-N in Esoteria. If any test line members want to purchase it, it's available. Just DM me.
Christ.
Thanks for the ratting, guys.
All right.
Okay, it's the end of the show.
Yep. So now I'm gonna do this real quick. Hold on one second. I'm doing